It's innovation and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforestgren.com. Join the Forestgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forestgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforestgren.com.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a cold front will be moving through the area, bringing showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will fall into the upper 50s across the northern areas, while temperatures to the south will stay in the lower 70s. Evening rain showers, then decreasing clouds tonight, with lows in the mid to upper 30s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What kids they dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What name of one Razorback? It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Good morning from the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on day one of the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. It is time for halftime on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson along with Matt Jones over here in the corner as we are in the sports bar portion. I guess this would be the sports theater portion of this fine establishment, which we've done a live show a few times. Matt Jones, great place for sports, great place for food, great place for drinks, and we have a lot of basketball on these televisions all throughout the day.
I love it. you know, you get to see Pat Bradley on TV as soon as we walk in. So, of course, we're in the sports bar. And then your boy, Bam Adebayo, goes for 83, a very quiet 83. And there seems to be hostility. I don't understand the negative about Bam scoring 83 in an NBA game. But, you know, some people are just haters. I think your boy Kanye West said it best. Hater homies marry hater that have hater kids.
From Haiti? Was there something from Haiti too there?
You picked up on all that, man.
Well, how many free throws did he make in this game? And I'm not hating on it. It's just I think that caught me by surprise. I think it caught everybody by surprise. You know, when Kobe scored 83, you're like, 81. well, 81. When he scored 81, you're like, well, yeah.
Didn't he do it in 3 quarters too, though? Did he play in the fourth quarter?
Well, I don't think he did. That's right. I mean, Adebayo was playing in the last whole fourth quarter and 2 minutes of a blowout. And all that, but it's also like a guy that's averaging 20 points a game, just 20 for the second time in his career. I don't watch enough NBA to have any opinion about this.
Bam Adebayo is amazing.
Well, when I'm reading about the discourse and the people that are upset by this, they're trying to make a point that this is some sort of evidence that the NBA isn't worth watching. You know, he gets to the foul line as many times as he did. I saw a clip. Well, it's a vert. Everything's a vert now. I got to remember that from yesterday. An ESPN vert that showed every bucket that Adebayo made, which meant all the free throws too. Over, I think it was a 3-minute reel, and it was over and over again. There he is at the foul line. There he is at the foul line. There he is at the foul line. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, 36 of 43. At the free throw line, so there's some things to think about with this. 1, how does somebody draw that many fouls? 2, they get 36 out of 43 in a game is pretty impressive. Not exciting, but it's impressive.
It's not Dirk Nowitzki impressive. I mean, he's never been the best player at his position. You know, there's a lot of things you go through, but the dude is uber talented, man. Like, there's nothing. I mean, if you were to talk about big guys that can move, can run, can shoot, or athletic, make the right basketball play, dude, he's one of the top 5 in the league right now. There's no question. You know, the Joker would be at his position. The Joker would be the best center. Then you go Wemby. You know, you kind of start going down the line. Bam Adebayo is a G, man. He's really good.
Well, so he's really good. He's the Hall of really.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
he's
he's not a Hall of Famer.
You know, and I know that it's hilarious.
But that's okay, right? Like, it's just.
Of course it is.
That doesn't have to be so looked at like it's a bad thing. It's just he's amazing.
I go, my sport, baseball, some of the all-time great performances were by guys that weren't even really all that good when it came right down to it. Right? I always go to Len Barker threw a perfect game. The lefty threw a perfect game. The guy finished with a career ERA that I think was over 5. He really wasn't all that good. He had a once-in-a-lifetime kind of performance.
Didn't David Wells throw a perfect game?
Well, David Wells is a Hall of Very good guy. Exactly. He's not going to make the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Len Barker wasn't even in the Hall of Okay. I don't even think there is such a thing. You know, the only plaque he's going to see is the one that's in his hallway on his way to the bathroom late at night. So that's the thing that stood out about it. I guess with Adebayo, yeah, he'd be Hall of Very good. What is it? 6-7 years
2
into
gold
a career?
medals. Yeah, he's got a lot of good things going for him.
I argued with Colton 45 the last time. Well, it wasn't the last time I saw him, but I remember how this came up. He doesn't believe that the Wilt 100-point game really happened.
Well, I think that the moon landing didn't happen either.
Because you can make whatever kind of video clips you want. You believe the movie that you saw. He says that there isn't any video evidence of it. I'm like, well, all right. There's a lot of history that went on throughout human history that's only been recorded, on stone tablets or something like that.
Is that a Gen Z thing to say? Is he Gen Z? What is he? He's like, there's no video evidence, bro. Get out. People were watching. People are filming everything. What is it? 60 years ago?
I think his brain is riddled with a basketball conspiracy theory, which would make no point whatsoever for anybody to be. Well, you know what? We're going to say this guy just scored 100 points just so we can say that it happened.
You know, Wilt Chamberlain was like the best track athlete at Kansas. Does he know these things? Like when you say stuff like that, it makes me wonder about how do I have a conversation with you later? Because you
because you believe in a conspiracy theory because you want to.
That, and it's like, bro, come on, man, don't die on that mountain. Die somewhere else, but not on that one. There's your boy Pat.
Wasn't Wilt also a great volleyball player? I think at Kansas too.
I think he was one of the best athletes of his time.
So you think
top 1%er?
So he scored 100. Everybody'd be like, "Well, could he do it today?" Yes.
You got to think he would have different nutrition. He wouldn't look. Everything would be a little different path as far as train, he would be better. Yeah, he was the best athlete, best big man of his time.
And so when Kobe scored 81, you're thinking, well, of course, look at this guy. He's incredible on both sides of the ball. It's not like anybody expected that Bam Adebayo would do something like that. So I guess that's the thing all the things stand out about it. The free throws is the thing that's angering everybody.
Here's the thing,
and I guess also that he stayed in late of a blowout to get to 83.
I love talking NBA, and I do. I love NBA. I love basketball. It's one of my. It might be my first love. The time after the All-Star break, when you have about 12 games, 17 games left in the regular season, don't count anything that happens in these games, because everything's placed in seeding. It's like they're treating it like the SEC tournament. You might have a couple hard games here or there, but some teams have already given up. You're playing guys that aren't really going to play a lot. And so the last 15 games of the season they're not the same. They're not weighted the same because there's not relegation.
You see the team that they played, it's the Wizards. They're all about playing for next year.
That's my point. That's my point. That's the whole, you get caught up in, you'll see there'll be stats and I'm not going to be a hater right now, but there'll be certain guys, they'll get in the last month of the season, and they'll really set career highs in their averages for a 30-day period. But you got to go back and see who they're playing against and what's going on. A little bit of that is with Darius Acuff. How many NBA guards has he went against this year?
That's a good question.
Exactly. There's 4 guys in the SEC that are going to get drafted in the first round. So we get caught up in all this, and it's like Acuff's amazing. But, man, how many NBA talented guys is he going against?
What do you?
Not a whole lot.
3 or 4 of them.
There's about 4 guys every year that get drafted in the first round from the SEC. Basketball.
Who is the forget the name of the freshman he went up against in one of the non-conference games.
Was it Duke? Was it Boozer?
Well, there's Boozer, but he's
Louisville. Did we play Illinois?
No. It was. I think it was either Houston or Texas Tech, and I can't remember.
Houston had a little guard.
That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Maybe there's one right there. And he ended up getting the best.
Lost. Yeah,
he ended up getting the best of him. We got LSU in Kentucky in about 23 minutes on one of the TVs here. They've got LaSalle and St. Bonaventure from the Atlantic 10 first round. That's one of a handful of tournaments that are starting today, which includes SEC. And who's ready to stay late tonight to see whether or not the team that you because I think Arkansas is playing A&M on Friday. You staying up late to watch South Carolina and Oklahoma. It's what I love about these last games, these first games of the tournament, especially the last game of the first session. It's the hardcores. OU and South Carolina. I don't know how entertaining of a game that might be. LSU Kentucky. I'd just be entertained to watch Kentucky play in the first round in the SEC tournament. It might be the first time that's happened in a long, long time.
Well, it's like when I say, do you want to watch Bayern Leverkusen play against Arsenal? That's what people think when it's like LSU Kentucky. There's no way, but I'm a hardcore. Soccer, I'm into it.
Bayern Leverkusen?
SEC basketball when you're a 11 seed? No, thank you. I do not want to watch bad basketball.
I just want to say that guy's name a few times. Bayern Leverkusen.
So last year they had they went on a little run, unprecedented, and they won like a 37-game match win streak or something, and then lost in the Europa finals. But they have a guy named Granit Xhaka from Switzerland.
Granite.
He was running their midfield, and then he's went to Sunderland, and they were a promoted team, and they're 9th in the Premier League. We do this sports show, and we don't talk about really a whole lot of things that I want to talk about, but I enjoy it still because I enjoy your company. But dude, it's wild over there in the Premier League right now.
If I only could just brush myself up a little bit more. And
we could have a really good conversation if you would just watch a little soccer.
I did watch some soccer it was on Sunday morning.
You did. I
showed you the photo of it.
I appreciate that.
I was watching the FA Cup. I had no idea what the purpose of this game was.
They're going to play Chelsea, so they're in last place. So the FA Cup.
It was Southampton. Who was the other team?
I think Southampton's taking on Arsenal in the FA Cup now. They played West Ham maybe
Southampton won this thing.
Yeah.
On a penalty kick in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
See? That's a soccer conversation right there.
Yeah.
I was entertained by it.
Yeah.
It was 0-0, and yet I was entertained.
Theater.
And I know that they had been relegated too. See, those are all these terms that I had no idea about really like 4 years ago.
You know, I give some people way too much credit. I don't think I give you enough credit.
Oh, come on. You give me way too much credit. What about this electrician? Did you watch any World Baseball Classic last night? I did.
I told you my favorite thing is that if you're an Italian and you hit a home run, they give you an espresso when you come to the dugout.
Well,
That's the best celebration I've ever heard of.
How many espressos were there? So do you celebrate the greatest upset in World Baseball Classic history with an espresso martini in the clubhouse then? I would hope so.
Who beat who?
Italy beat the U.S. yesterday.
Oh, no.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to put it in quotes. I'm going to put it in quotes. Italy beat the United States. They're all Americans. Like almost all of them are Americans. You got Pasquantino, you got Caglianone. I mean, it's basically an American team. I saw somebody say that was hilarious. So there's all basically Americans. It's like the freshman team beating the varsity team.
Well, what'll happen is your boy Scooble, there's other players, they'll have American pride, and it takes something like this. Then you have a Kobe Bryant like in basketball when the U.S. Olympic team wasn't winning and the other team. Somebody will step up and make sure that the USA goes on a run again.
No. Here's the thing about this. Now it's out of their hands because
not this year. Well, I'm just talking in the next baseball club. Like they'll figure it out.
Get a load of this. You have to root. If it's now it's a matter of the Italy-Mexico game, which is later today. If Italy wins, then the U.S. is in to the knockout stage because it's only the top two of each pool that make it in. It would be Italy and the United States. If Mexico wins, then it goes to a tiebreaker, which I don't know if I fully comprehend the tiebreaker, which I think is earned
+4
run,
and -5.
No,
yeah.
It's earned runs compared to defensive outs. It's some sort of almost like an ERA computation. And then if that were tied, then you go to team batting average, which is crazy for a tiebreaker. And so if Mexico wins, it would matter on
they have to win
how
by
many
more
runs
than
they
4.
score. And
That's
how
what
many?
I heard.
Yeah, it's nuts. So right now, and truthfully, it's like you're going to have some sort. Am I supposed to feel so disappointed that the United States might not make the knockout stage of the World Baseball Classic? No, because they lost to a bunch of Americans anyway, and to me it's prime baseball. It was hilarious. It was like 8-0. It's 8-0, and it should never have been anything more than 5-0. And then the Americans start hitting late in the game. You end up with Aaron Judge as the last out, representing the winning run. And the only reason they got to 8-0 was because the Americans kicked the ball around in I think it was the 5th or 6th inning, and basically give Italy 3 runs. And I don't know. It just looked to me like they didn't know what they were doing for a moment, which I don't know. It was entertaining, that's for sure. It's been a fun tournament, and we're going to have a bunch of fun tournaments that are unfolding right in front of us right now.
Now, did Griffey ever play for the USA team? And see, that's my kind of
I
my
don't
point
think
is
so.
It's getting to the point where you're going to have some of the better players step up and play.
I don't think Griffey ever did.
See, I just don't think Americans look at it as, oh, we have to win this thing. But now that we're in the moment, and then Scooble comes out and says, I wish I would have stayed, because you see, you feel it. It's a real feeling you have to play, to represent your country. I think going forward we'll be better in the Baseball Classic.
I hope so. So they put this team together hoping that they would, get that last at-bat again like last time against Japan. But now you got to just kind of hope that they make it through. Anyway, and again, Americans losing to Americans, it's not some, national problem or anything like that. Yeah, and Lee texts in here, this is part of the crazy thing, too. Mark DeRosa, the former Major League infielder, is the manager for the United States. And he on an MLB Network interview yesterday before the game, he thought they were already through to the knockout stage. He didn't understand the whole structure of the tournament. Literally, the manager of the American team had no idea, apparently, until late in that game, the whole situation. So he was basically managing the first 5 to 6 innings as if that game didn't really matter. That's the thing, is you might want to make sure you got a manager who knows what the tournament setup is.
That hurts me right there. That's what I mean. The manager's not even taking it seriously.
That's
you don't
right.
even know the rules. Like, come on,
We're just here to have fun and have a good
job.
time and have some orange slices, I guess.
Ball don't lie.
And espresso martinis. Halftime today, we are at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale. Tons of basketball on television as of right now, and it's going to be basically that going on for the next month. Come out and visit us on Sunset. Great food, great drinks, and great sports talk. We'll have some things to give away as we go throughout the show. We'll have Hall of Famer, Emmy Award winner Clay Henry joining us at 12 noon. And after the break, we are going to get Grant Hall on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. So stay with us today here on Halftime.
The University of Arkansas and Nolan Richardson's team. There'll be no one in the 64 looking forward to a matchup against this young group.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lutz. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for it, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
It's here, the ultimate challenge going on at the Lewis Automotive Group, and we're on a mission to sell over 600 vehicles, and we're getting extremely close. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back all month long. Get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models, and payments starting at only $199 a month. The ultimate savings, the ultimate selection, and the ultimate amount for your trade. The ultimate challenge going on only at the Lewis Automotive Group.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
While most people are playing for bragging rights, MyBookie is giving away $100,000 in their Madness Bracket Contest. This is about turning your ball knowledge into bankroll. Head to MyBookie.ag. Use code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it misses, activate your Bet Back bonus token and run it back. The madness only comes once a year, so don't just watch it, win it. Only at MyBookie. Must opt in during the bet. Tease the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mo Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Putting on a drum show. Completed checklist for today. Now they have to let you out. Feeling stuck between a rock and a home. Two places you do not want to go.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back, and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
You are playing to hold your seat, to improve your seed. That's what you're doing. And if that means you keep winning, then you keep winning. Like last year, we had to win that first game to make sure we were in. And this thing is, how much can we improve our seed?
You're John Calipari there in his pre-tournament presser yesterday on the Zoom. We got Grant Hall with us, one of our Hall of Famers here in a Hall of Fame Wednesday on the Lewis Automotive Group Hotline. Grant, playing for seeding. Where do you think Arkansas is seeded as of now?
Well, the consensus is they're a 5 seed for the NCAA tournament, but I did think it was interesting that Lenardi is really bullish on the Razorbacks, thinks they have a really good chance to win the SEC tournament. That's not something that, Arkansas has done it once, right? Calipari's won about 17 conference tournaments at 3 different places, so he's done better, but that's the biggest thing, fixating, maybe getting to a 4, in the NCAA tournament if you could win. Florida's got an interesting situation, too, because they, by all accounts, they're the 4th team now, so they're a 1 seed, but they think they probably need to win at least 1, maybe 2 games to hold that. So, if Arkansas and Florida were to play in the finals, Florida have about a 9-hour advantage on them with the rest from the noon game Friday to Arkansas playing the late one, and no telling when that'll start. But it's going to be fun. Nashville's a good site for this thing. It seems like every other year on average they have it there, and today the fact that Kentucky is playing early puts a little bit of spice into that LSU game, because typically you can hear the basketball bounce in these first games on Wednesday, and they probably got some fans there.
Man, I'm just kind of thinking about. I know the questions are, where are you playing for seeding? You're playing for seeding. Go win a tournament, right? If you get a chance to win a tournament, that's a thing that I think Matt hits on quite a bit. This is a team that put themselves in a position to win 3 games. You can get a banner.
No player in the history of playing sports says we made it to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. They would say we won the SEC tournament. So you're saying that you're going to put all your eggs into this basket that we're going to go win the NCAA. Why not go win this thing right in front of you, and compete? To me, it doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't prioritize it.
Yeah, but that's also what I think this team is doing.
No, I do. I don't think I think they are going to try to win this. I got Arkansas in the championship game. I think Arkansas will be playing on Sunday.
I like the matchup against whomever it is they might get on Friday, Grant.
I think that might be Oklahoma. They've won 6 out of 8, and they're playing like crazy to try to get into this thing, and had a lot of close losses early. I don't know. Probably Texas A&M you're right, would be the consensus pick to make it that far. But Calipari was talking about the 3-day thing. That's less taxing, obviously, than if you had to play 4 or even 5 days. So, you probably could do that even with a small roster like they've got. Might not wear you out for the first week of the NCAA tournament, and you do have a healthy ACUF now coming back, or healthier anyway.
Yeah, I mean these kids they'll be fine after a couple days rest. We had let's talk about like the last 8 games of the Razorback season. Billy Richmond kind of led him as the second guy. Malik Thomas had his moments. Trevion Brazil had his moments. How do you think it will be by committee? Who is the second best player on this team?
Wow, the second best player on this team, if you're talking about the last maybe 6-8 games, you think about either Richmond or Brazil probably. And Malik Thomas goes for 28 when he's kind of the feature guy, on the road at Missouri. That probably opens some eyes. 5 out of 6 from 3. So the team does seem to be kind of peaking right now. But I think Brazil has just kind of slowly but surely come on to where he's a really effective player now, and you probably could maybe even say he's the key player for what they do in postseason.
I thought it was interesting. Cal was talking about how Malik Thomas makes all freshman team, but it's a real quiet thing because it was Acuff who won Freshman of the Week after week after week after week because he didn't get Player of the Week, and. I mean, it's a 30-point performance against Missouri without Acuff there to feed him the ball. And I know, Cal's talking about he's sat Acuff down, get this guy hot, get that guy hot. He's been good at getting Thomas hot, and Malik didn't. He ended up getting hot without Acuff there. I think it's not like we've slept a little bit on Thomas, but because of how good Acuff is, his really good freshman season feels kind of in the background.
Thomas is going to be on the All SEC sophomore team too. Like, I like Thomas. He's going to be a great player for the Hogs next year. I love watching him grow. I've loved watching him play. He's just not springy. And I don't know if everybody understands what you have to be to play in the NBA. Like, it doesn't. You think there's going to be 12 NBA first-round picks from the SEC this year? No. There's like 4 guys that are going to get drafted in the first round from the SEC. That's the average.
I tend to agree with you about Thomas for next season. Grant, what do you think? That's one of the things you wonder. And now with, I guess you don't really know what's eligible and what's not. I guess you can put your name in the draft and still be eligible now.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he continues to play like Missouri, the Arkansas fans may shudder a little bit here in the games coming up. But by the way, Acuff did make first team Sporting News All-America, and stay tuned because he's going to keep getting honors every day for a while as all these teams come out. I kind of think, even though Calipari is making a push for National Player of the Year, I kind of think that's Boozer. Do you guys agree with that? And maybe, there may be different versions of that. Maybe he could nab one of those, but
I think you're on. I think you're right. I think Boozer wins Player of the Year.
I think he does too, and I think Duke being where they are nationally.
If we were Florida, if we only had 4 losses, I think there'd be more talk about Acuff.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Grant, you've been watching World Baseball Classic. Well, you and I've been texting a little bit about it, so I know you've been watching it. And yesterday, man, you'd say that comes off as a surprise. The thing to me that was so surprising is just how sloppy Team USA was in the field when they needed to make plays, and that Mark DeRosa apparently didn't know the tournament structure.
Well, I watched nearly all of the game the night before against Mexico and was fascinated with this little interplay between Riley and Rosarena, who are teammates, and yet Raleigh didn't reach out. He didn't shake hands with Rosarena who wanted to when he came to bat. You see that story?
Oh yeah, I saw. Actually, I even watched the Rosarena's post game quote unquote rant in Spanish, in which, he dropped a couple of Spanish F-bombs on Raleigh at the end of it, but you couldn't quite tell if he was being honest about it or if he was just sort of having fun with it.
Well, they were quick to try to patch that up the next day, but I watched a little bit last night and then fell asleep. I guess I missed maybe if Pete Crow Armstrong had batted a few more times late, but you've got these players, like you've got Harper at first base the night I watched, and then the next night you're playing Goldschmidt, and I love Goldschmidt. But believe me, he was a great Cardinal, and he still got wicked defensive ability, even though his hitting has fallen off. But it's almost kind of like youth center basketball, where you play everybody and make everybody's happy. And that would explain it if DeRosa didn't know the rules, that he kind of had to win that game.
Yeah, that's what he was talking. That's what he was talking about on MLB Network yesterday afternoon. Is that I want to get this guy in, I want to get that guy in, and then he even said it. He said because we're already in through the quarterfinal, and they weren't. He did not know the tournament structure, and that's an embarrassment. I mean, it's so embarrassing that MLB has taken that video clip off of the MLB website and off of YouTube. That's how embarrassing the whole situation is for Team USA, and I think for the Classic. Truthfully, you got a manager that wasn't taking the thing seriously.
Well, the game with Mexico, that was a home game for Mexico, basically, if you listen to the crowd reaction that night.
Yeah, it basically did sound like that. Grant, we're right up against it here, so we'll leave it there. We'll get in a little more into baseball, and obviously we'll know where the Razorback draw is next week. So lots more on both of those sports next week. Always appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
You got it. Grant Hall with us on a Wednesday as it's about lunchtime at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale. Did you bring your appetite today, Matt Jones?
Man, I love this place. What game do you want to watch? Here it is. What do you want to eat? It's going to be good. This is an amazing spot.
Right now we got Kentucky and LSU on. Well, it's on the big screen that's just at the entrance for the bartenders to walk into the bar. But I mean, every other game that's going to be on. In fact, we got that one above our head too here, Matt. So
we'll get Arsenal.
Don't worry.
Your favorite Leverkusen on here in a little bit.
You think you could talk them into putting a soccer match on?
They might put soccer on every once in a while.
If you make the request, I think they'll fulfill it.
It happens.
I got a request that we're going to talk about the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater a lot for these next 2.5 hours. We'll come back in just a moment. This is halftime.
Has anybody had the cream corn here? Have you ever done the cream corn? If you haven't done the cream corn, try the cream corn.
This is halftime.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Northside head basketball coach Cody Wilmath. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
What a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Rath Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and back-to-back comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
20 years ago, it started with one promise.
Evan's Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
And it turned into a reputation built on trust, craftsmanship, and care.
Evan's Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
For 20 years, Evan's Body Shop has been helping our community get back on the road. One repair, one family, one accident at a time.
Evan's Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Evan's Body Shop, proudly celebrating 20 years.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
If you catch me at the corner, I got pieces in my name. Come around here, make them all get one down in a second if you want. Forget how life play. If you catch me in the corner, I got pieces in my name. Come around here, make them all get one down in a second if you want.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Live at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale. Phil Elson, Matt Jones. We've got Laura here as well. Hi, Laura.
How are you?
Great. Is this? I was going to say it's the most wonderful time of the year. Is this in like bowl season in December?
Yes, sir.
Like the best thing for a sports theater?
Yes, sir. And people are still finding us, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at all the games on TV right here. We can even watch. See, this is the thing we can get a look at, Matt Jones.
Is that Patino?
Well, that's Patino
Yeah.
on the big screen from St. John's, but the TV to the right, because there's 10 of them in this
It's a
in the
beautiful
sports
place,
bar
yeah.
here. That's the Big 12 court, the glass court with all of the
That's the first time I've
animation
ever
on
seen it.
What do you think when you first see that? I can't quite tell yet, but people are not too happy when they're watching it on television, at least in the women's tournament, from what I saw.
I was never with Boise State and having a blue field. You know, like I just said, let's. What are we doing? So I don't. It's kind of just maybe, but we got to adjust and adapt, right? Like
I guess so.
I don't know.
Adapt with the times, yeah. Open at 11 o'clock. Obviously for all the games. That means till. I mean, so the Hogs have the late game tomorrow. You guys are open till the very end.
We're open till the very end. Yeah, we generally close at 10, but if people are in here watching the games, we stay till the game's over. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's no reason to kick anybody out.
Absolutely
That's the absolute
not.
worst way to run. I've been kicked out of it, and it's just because they said it's closing time. We don't care that the game is coming to an end that you've been watching since you got
Really?
here.
No,
Yes.
not us.
Yeah,
Not us.
that happened in
only at the airport when they're like, you got to go. It's like, my flight got delayed 2 hours. What are you doing?
Yeah, but then they also, you get your double, your extra $1 gets you so much more.
You're right.
At the airport, pretty much. We love coming here for games because we're always here this time of the year. But I mean, we've also been here for the Christmas party, the company Christmas party, and your great room in the back
In
there
the
too.
event room, yeah.
So
We have a party back there right now too. So yeah.
That's why they didn't let us come back this year, huh? We had to go somewhere else. And it hurts my heart.
It broke our heart.
Yeah,
let
I
me
didn't like
tell
it.
ya.
Well, they didn't ask me though. So.
We fit the entire Pearson Broadcasting Corporation inside that room before. How many people can you fit in there?
Probably in the 90s.
Wow.
In the 90s, yeah.
That's more than we have.
Yeah, we do a nice buffet. You can select what you want, and we'll do a buffet for you. Then we can still run the other part of the restaurant at the same time. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to if it was, individual
Could
orders.
fit almost an entire college football team in there.
Well, we've had quite a few of them, actually. We've had quite a few come in and visit and just hang out and say hey. And then we have the old-timers come in now. You see, Ben Cleveland and
This is Springdale kid,
Jodine,
right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Jodine
He's a
Davenport.
Springdale kid too.
Yeah,
I love some
Springdale.
Jodine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jodine in a couple years, but
He's
every
nice
time I
guy.
run in, I love Jodine.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, we have quite a few of them come in. So
You need to let him know that you're up here sometimes.
He
Matt.
doesn't.
They all want to see you. You're like nobody wants to see me.
Everybody
Nobody wants to hear what I've got to say.
Yeah, just say thank you. That's
it.
all.
Yeah,
They just want to say thank you. But we have the A Club that comes and meets here too. So that's kind of, we never know how many are coming for that. But yeah, we like being here. We like having, just friends. Everyone becomes friends.
Easy to get to. Food's amazing, and there's always something on TV to watch. I mean,
And they'll cook the steak exactly
and
the way you want
it.
it.
Loud.
Yes.
You know, you go into some places and it's just it's too loud. It's at least you can kind of hear yourself talk.
That's because they want to hear your words.
I guess
today.
I'm an old man.
They're
these
here
days,
to
yeah.
hear
we're
your
with you.
words.
I like
We're
it when
with
you
you.
lie to me. It's 1 hour in. We already got one.
We have
Okay.
another 2 hours and 20 minutes of no truth for you.
Yeah.
See how
We
that
need
goes.
to come in for St. Patrick's Day. We've got your Guinness.
Yes.
Ice cold Guinness.
Yes, they do Guinness on
yeah,
drafts.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, ice cold. Yeah, I don't remember all the details. Mark and Roy will know all the details about how that happens, but I just know it's cold.
Well,
Yeah.
it's cold, and of course, beer and basketball go together perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Burgers,
look, you got your little
sandwiches,
you got your little
salads.
3-leaf clover over here over your right shoulder,
in
man.
honor of the Guinness guy. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you bet.
Guinness is your favorite.
Comes out of my blood when that's it. Yeah.
Oh, I still haven't had one of those in
You
quite
know what?
in a long time.
Ireland's national instrument is?
No.
It's right there on the Guinness. What's on the?
Oh, it is that guy. That
So
thing.
it's
yeah.
a harp. So
Yeah.
I call them. So me and my buddies would be like, pick up a pack of harps. You know.
There
It's
you
like,
go.
How did Ireland not have an entry in the World Baseball Classic? Not enough Irish American ball players? I'm still just blown away by this whole. Israel is all American Jews. Italy is all Italian Americans. All the other teams. They're all, well. It's like so. Rosarina on Mexico is Cuban, but I don't think Cuba's not playing in
No,
this.
yeah.
If you don't have Cuba in a baseball tournament, I don't know if you really have a baseball tournament. It's like the Olympics in hockey. They didn't have Russia. I'm not trying to denigrate the Americans' gold medal, but Russia didn't play. It's
Be like USA
pretty big
not-
sport there.
USA not playing basketball this year in the Olympics. Like who won it? But the Americans didn't play.
Yeah, a boycott, that kind of thing. I ended up getting kicked out of it too. Anyway, I wanted to ask you that: how rare can you have a steak here at the All American Steakhouse and Sports Theater?
Is it blue? Is it called blue? Yeah.
It's called Blue.
Uh-huh.
Is it just like boom, boom,
Yes.
serve?
That's my dad. That's why my dad liked it. Yeah.
See, I've heard that called Pittsburgh Rare, Mark.
Oh, well, maybe we should call it that.
Well,
in honor of you.
No, that's not in honor of me. It's like I don't remember what steakhouse I was at. This was in Little Rock years ago, and they've got a poster on the wall by the bathroom of all places that shows you all the different levels of doneness for your steak, and all the way from up at the top, which was said, "Please don't do this," to the very bottom, which was called Pittsburgh Rare. And it's right there on the poster in Arkansas. So I'd never heard of this before.
Yeah,
That's how my parents eat a steak.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But is that how you eat it?
No, my dad did.
Oh, I thought that's how
Yeah,
you
no, not me. Medium rare, but
Blue is describes it perfectly because it literally is.
It is.
But you'll cook it that way here.
Yeah.
But it gets a good sear on both sides, right? A little crispy on both sides. Woo! Has anybody ever ordered a steak still mooing? Have they said those words?
You ask Roy that question because that's out of my wheelhouse.
Well, he'll come over here.
He'll be over in a minute.
I'm sure that somebody has said that at some point.
Probably so.
Thinking
Yeah,
that they're
probably
entertaining the wait staff at the same time.
Yeah.
Would you try? If your dad ate steaks like that,
try
you
it.
might try it.
I would try it. Yeah, he ate just the meat without it being
You want to try Pittsburgh?
I do
Pittsburgh
not.
Rare? No,
no thanks. I can go.
That's too interested
I can go
in his
medium
health.
rare.
Medium rare?
I can do
Yeah.
medium rare all day, but I don't want Pittsburgh Rare. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't think I do either, but I'd try it. That
That'd
doesn't
take a
scare
little
me.
long to digest.
I'm a visual eater too. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like I you'd like, but visually you want it to, colors or how it looks. If it's,
So what they say, I've told you this before. Is that my parents? They do this on New Year's now. It used to be the traditional Elson Super Bowl meal was Caesar salad made with the raw egg and the anchovies and that stuff, and a steak tartare.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, can you Can you order
But
that
that's
at
lemon
restaurant?
juice. It's already starts cooking
It's
with
cured
it. The way
somehow,
they're doing
yeah.
it, they're cooking it. Yeah, it's a little different, but yeah.
I was 7
we
years.
don't have that.
Yeah, I'm like 7 years old watching the Dolphins and the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and I'm eating steak
Dolphin.
tartare.
Yeah.
What's going on here? This is definitely not the kind of life most people have had. Anyway, I
Lucky
was just thinking about steak because
Good.
here I am and I'm smelling
Good.
it.
Well, we'll order one for you. Just tell us what you want, and we'll bring it on over.
Like it's so rare that I have a steak for lunch.
Oh,
Why not?
You gotta have one.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're here.
Well, we might split one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark and I do that
It
all
just
the
won't
time.
be Pittsburgh rare. That's all.
Okay.
I'll order whichever way he wants to order it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exciting.
Just try
Yeah,
to
we'll be
keep him
to.
happy.
And
Yeah.
you don't do blue cheese, right? Okay, it's okay if you do. Mark loves it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay if you do.
You can just put it on half of it. See, we eat steak totally differently, but we're going to share a steak. We'll see how that works out.
I love it.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
We're
Thank
so
you
happy
guys.
being here.
Yeah, we love having you.
And yeah, we're actually happy too that we don't have the Razorback game on in the morning. It's like the last thing you want is for Arkansas to play in the morning.
No, that's exactly
That's
what
what
we
you want.
wanted. We wanted to watch the Arkansas Razorbacks play right now.
Can't you have a sweet spot, like do the show and then the game starts?
We don't want them to play at 10 o'clock at night. I don't stay up till 10 o'clock at night, man. It's like,
you will on Friday.
Oh my goodness, man! Like I go to bed. What are we doing?
That's just like so on Friday we got baseball at 6 o'clock, basketball at 8:45. So by the time the baseball game's over and we're wrapping up post game, that's when basketball begins.
Oh, it's too late, man. Everything should start 2 hours earlier. They don't or play some of the games at the same time.
A little
why are you
extra
playing?
daylight savings
And
time
it's
in
not,
reverse.
It's not cool that the Hogs play, the last game, and then the next day they're going to play again. At 2 o'clock? That's like, hang on just a second.
I know,
that's a bad draw right there.
You're talking about you get all this rest, you get a week of rest.
They're young kids. They'll
you
be
get
okay.
like 4 hours.
You got to remember what it's like to be 19. They'll be okay.
Yeah, but the difference was that I would be up until 2 o'clock at the age of 19.
They are too. They are too. They're eating a bag of potato chips and and then they're going to sleep.
I was eating something different than a bag of potato chips.
That's what they're doing, and then they're going out there and dropping 25 on you.
I
They're
saw some
kids.
pretty wild colors at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's basically what we were looking at that point. We're live at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale on Sunset. We're having lunch. We are watching basketball, even got hockey highlights. You got the SEC Network showing highlights of an older SEC tournament that I think involved Shaq. And we'll come back and wrap up hour number 1 of halftime right after this.
I also want Kevin Petula flipping burgers at like the local McDonald's or something. I don't care. Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One half he's cooking, and the other half is completely raw.
This is halftime.
Hi, this is Mitchell. Before DK Fit Meals, I was spending too long in the kitchen cooking. Now I'm married, have a young daughter. I just don't have time anymore. Thanks to DK Fit Meals, I just heat it up and boom! I've got a chef-crafted meal that fits my goals. High protein, perfectly portioned. I know I'm getting clean, fresh food that always tastes amazing. Stop prepping, start achieving. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Congratulations, you're officially part of the Crane Cash Winner's Circle. Feels good to celebrate those huge savings and all that extra Crane cash for your trade, doesn't it? With Crane, it's easy to feel like a champion.
That's because we'll beat any competitor's price. That's right. Bring us anyone else's deal and we'll beat it. Now that's winning. That's the Crane team.
Find your winning deal at craneteam.com.
Hey, it's Phil Elson. James Teague with the Teague Law Firm is back for his 4th season on Halftime Fridays, 12:15. Baseball teams go through tough times, so do families. Teague Law Firm is ready to come out of the bullpen and help with guardianships, adoption, and child support. Sometimes we make the wrong pitch, but luckily, the Teague Law Firm is there. Criminal law such as traffic offenses and DWIs are right up their alley. 479-877-1688 to call James and the Teague Law Firm. Also online at teague-law.com.
He struck him out swinging.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Some man don't take things over. So far to swallow. Where things are.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go.
About this, we do a good job with our guys, and I've got a very close relationship with them. So any of these clowns out here that think they're gonna reach out to my guys before the season ends and start sending the DMs and having the third party, I will find you. I'm not like the rest of these college basketball coaches. We will have a face-to-face conversation. I can promise you that.
That's Brian Hodgson, man.
I thought that was Liam Neeson.
No kidding.
Whoa.
Got a certain set of skills.
I will find you.
Certain set of skills of coaching basketball players, which now means you got to try to make sure that none of them are getting contacted by any schools at a higher level.
It's like seeing a pretty girl. She's always dating somebody. These kids are athletes. They haven't heard the word no. There's somebody always getting at them. A girl's never single. Like if she's pretty, there's always somebody chasing after her. These guys are talented. Have never heard the word no. There's always somebody trying to grab at them.
And there's nothing he can do to stop that either.
Not at all. Not at all.
So there's an assistant coach, Grant Leonard. He's head coach at Queen's University of Charlotte. That's a team that Arkansas beat in the non-conference. They are the champions of the A-Sun. And Leonard tweeted a complaint that there's an SEC assistant that was courtside at the A-Sun tournament that is there to, in his words, get ahead, unquote, of recruiting on my kids. Or recruiting one of my kids, and it's a specific freshman that he's talking about. But how can you not expect this to be the case? There isn't a thing that this coach or any coach can say that's going to stop that from happening. You know what are you going to do? Go up to them and confront him at the basketball at the gym? Hodgson is talking about he's going to go hunt him down. They all end up having coach conventions. And they're all in the same building. What do? Wait at the elevator and go confront
Tanya
John
Harding style?
Calipari? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot of rules out there, so I don't know how he thinks he can enforce them because there's nobody really care. It's almost what did Hunter Kander your tech say? There's 3 different lanes you can play in. You better figure it out.
Well, and I think and that's what I meant when we brought up the whole the new Tyson sponsorship, the NIL sponsorship, and I don't remember the exact word that Hunter used, but you can tell the way that that's being structured, and through the communication that we got after that was announced, is that the lane that Arkansas is in is firmly in the legal lane.
That's what I mean. So that's the lane you want to be in. You don't want to be in the gray lane. Yeah.
Well, and then
have a little character about yourself.
But that was a point that Bill King made yesterday about if you're Ole Miss, if you're Texas Tech, and that's for football, but they're also in a lot of the other sports doing. That's what he's talking about here. They don't want the system to change because nothing's going to stop. These coaches can make complaints or anything, threats, certain set of skills. I'll hunt you down. It doesn't stop a darn thing.
I love it. I'm here for it, though.
Yeah, can't wait to see Taken 2.
I'm here for it.
Hall of Famer, Emmy Award winner, fisherman Clay Henry joining halftime. When we come back, we are live at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale. We ordered lunch, and you should too.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours. Or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Spring is in the air, and the fish are biting, the gobblers are strutting, and the trees are blooming. Jelco Outdoors, your locally owned one-stop shop, is ready to help you get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Stop by and let our friendly staff help you get the gear you need. Jelco Outdoors, your store for hunt, fish, and work. That's what we do. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Damien, and I've grown up around the kitchen at DK Fit Meals. My dad, David, the owner, started this business because he knows you're busy, but you still want food that's fresh, delicious, and actually good for you. Forget the fast food compromises. We're taking customized, ready-to-eat, healthy meals made right here in Fort Smith. Whether you pre-order for the week or ordering something from our grab-and-go frozen meals, we make it easy to stick to your goals. Stop settling and start performing. Get your next week of meals sorted today. Visit DKFitMeals.com, that's DKFitMeals.com, and taste the difference fresh food makes. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
ESPN Arkansas weather. For today, a cold front will be moving through the area, bringing showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will fall into the upper 50s across the northern areas, while temperatures to the south will stay in the lower 70s. Evening rain showers, then decreasing clouds tonight, with lows in the mid to upper 30s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that can respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That is vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back to halftime, our second hour, 12:01 at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale. Sunset, of course, is the location. We're here for another couple of hours. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian, the Unit Johnston producing. We'll bring Hall of Famer and Emmy Award winner Clay Henry on in just a moment. We did put in an order, but Matt Jones, we had our order changed by the professionals here.
I love it.
Initially, what was the one we were putting in that we were going to share?
We were getting the strip. With a couple, with all the fixing, and then the chef said, "Hey, no, this is what we got a Delmarco,
Delmonico."
Didn't even exactly. I was like, "Yes, whatever. If you say it, let's do it."
Right. If the chef makes a recommendation,
that's what we're doing,
and you don't have a an allergy to whatever it is that he or she has recommended, then I think you got to go with it, right? Otherwise, it's an insult. Like there are certain cultures that if you don't eat what's put in front of you, it's an insult. And the budding friendship that you just started is about to turn into an enemy relationship. So you don't want to do that here
with
either.
the food, yeah.
So a Delmonico, that's much bigger. I believe that's bone-in. Good.
Well, it's a totally different. I think it's a ribeye, and the other was a strip. So it's a totally different type of meat.
Juicy. Moist, even.
Moisture laden.
It's a wettish steak on the inside.
A little bit wettish.
That's right. Good afternoon to you, Clay. I love this, too, because Clay told us we were talking about the fixins and the loaded baked potato that's coming for me and the salads that are on the way right now. Look at all that. You can bring it right over here. Yeah, we're talking about this food.
Thank you.
We might as well look at it while we're talking about it.
Yes.
Got a beautiful Caesar salad right here in front of me, Clay. Matt's got a salad that's topped with all sorts of beautiful things. And what are you eating for lunch today?
I'm going to have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then I can't decide whether my dessert's going to be like 3 double stuffed Oreos or maybe a ding dong.
Now, do you?
And by the way,
are you
y'all are
a
ding dongs right now.
Ding dong, man.
Are you a dunker though? Do you do the whole milk and dunk your Oreo?
Nah, I'm going to just have a.
It's a nighttime thing.
I'm
That's when you get crazy.
DiMaggio does it, so
probably
I
have
maybe.
a soft drink. Okay, here you go. Delmonico steak is a name used for several cuts of beef, usually ribeye, extremely thickly cut. It was
extremely.
That's what we got.
It was popularized by Delmonico's restaurant in New York City in the mid-19th century. Currently, the steak of that name sold by Delmonico's is a really thick ribeye.
And yet I've got a 2.5-hour drive back home to Little Rock after this, and I may need to stop at probably the Russellville rest stop and just close my eyes for about 10 minutes.
Sleepy
I'll be
time.
okay doing that. It'll be perftly okay.
You guys
just make sure I don't do it on the side of the road. The
I'm
cops
happy
don't like it
for
when you do that.
And I mean, it's not like I'm malnourished or anything. I mean, y'all.
No, I've seen you in person.
I'm okay. I get nice meals. I mean, my wife made a nice Italian spaghetti dinner Monday night, and I mean with special bread. I mean, I'm good with that. I think she calls them knots.
Yeah.
Knots.
The word garlic is usually in front of knots.
Garlic and butter, yeah.
And then the word landing is after the word knots usually.
I went through as they say, I went through the line twice. There was nobody but me. She did eat some of that. Sometimes she cooks something that she has no intention of eating, but it was made for my special taste, so to speak. But yeah, you guys go knock yourself out. I mean, I'm proud of you. I
think he
know,
really
we
wants
should
us to
talk
knock
about this,
ourselves out, too.
But you guys did about 130 remotes with Blue Ember barbecue place.
That's true. This isn't the first time this has happened.
And so last weekend or weekend before last, when I was in Fayetteville for a couple of days, Sarah, my oldest daughter, and I, the Rogers school administrator, we went to Blue Embers and double thumbs up. You know, their sides were good. The way they got through the line. It was all unique. I've got other barbecue places that I like, but when you guys are doing a remote, I know y'all are gonna sing their praises, but it's like the proof's in the pudding. You know, when you guys are there, you're gonna get the A-list treatment, as y'all are A-listers. But
we should order some pudding too, because that's where the proof
I'm
is.
just glad Phil wore his coat today, so I can stand on his tails.
Got it.
My coat's a lot shorter than yours is, Matt.
I'm happy for you. That's the end of that story, because I'm glad y'all get to do this kind of stuff. And I do know that a remote is a lot more work than just doing it in the studio. So that y'all are putting on.
Well, the real work today is figuring out how is it, and Matt's seen me try to do this before, and it's really impossible. How do you make it through a full meal while hosting a radio show at the same time? There's only 3 or 4 minute commercial breaks, and I'm just putting tiny little pieces of lettuce into my mouth while you are talking, Clay. So the more you talk, the more I can eat.
I can handle that. Yeah. I know my job.
Well, Charlie the tuna can do some talking too. He's usually pretty good at that.
Got to know your role.
How much can you eat during Charlie's phone call here,
I keep
Matt?
thinking he's going to show up at one of these remotes. Tuna is, yeah.
877-377-6963. He's ahi seared tuna at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater today. What's up, Charlie? How are you?
As I know, Phil, you are officially now stuffing your face because you know I'm on the phone. So you're giving me the mic. And
Just
here's
keep
the
talking,
thing, though,
Charlie.
Phil.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I already knew it. But this is the thing. Hey, Clay, I got to ask you, since Phil's face is stuffed right now, when you're sitting next to Matt Jones, how, here's my thing. How jealous can you – he's 6'6", 230-plus pounds. How sucky is it, I guess, to feel – because he can eat a lot. I mean, I feel like he could go have 3 or 4 servings and be just fine.
Okay.
I can only have one.
So our guy Matt, first of all, he's a picky eater. He's not.
I know. He says.
No, he's not. He's not a glutton. He eats healthy.
80% full.
And,
that's right.
And the stuff that he eats is like, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I think he eats stuff like kelp. And
in juice form.
Yes. Carrot. I got carrot juice in the fridge right now.
Not doing
cold
that.
pressed carrot juice.
Yeah, I just told you I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is one of my go-to meals. I pack it when I go on the Norfolk River, and I'm going to be there for 4 or 5 hours and need some sustenance, take a little break. I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I have a Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pie. I'll have, maybe a little bag of chips or, like one of those mini Pringle cans, it's not going to get crushed in my Wade pack, and a bottle of water. I mean, that's just like primo to me. So I mean, simple pleasures, but there's some things that I'm sure that I'll grab that Matt, hey, I had something given to me by one of my baseball buddies, Nolan Souza. He gave me Hawaiian jerky, and it was made with beef, bonita, which I think is a fish, and kelp. How about that? And it was good. And it was heavily peppered. And I think Nolan's mom sends it over here by the crate.
Probably.
And it was really thin. If you held it up, it looks like a piece of bacon, except it's so thin you can almost see through it. I think it's rolled out, put in the dehumidifier. And I probably wouldn't eat it 24/7, but it was a really nice snack.
Well,
so
that's one
kelp
of
that was my point. Kelp is not really my thing, but I bet Matt Jones had plenty of kelp.
Oh yeah, but this is the thing. That's one of those culture. I'm not saying if someone sends me, I'm eating it. and might even send a video of me eating it so they know.
Because Charlie's got manners.
Yeah, there is no way. That's one of those cultures. Like I'm eating that. Like if the Aloy family or something like that, I'm eating the whole thing.
Yeah, I was on the way back 2 hours from the fishing trip on my way back home, and all right, this will be something good to experiment. So I was like, I had to stop because I wanted to make sure to have some left for Jean Ann. So thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Susan, because I bet she sent it.
Hey, go ahead, Charlie. How much you watching Kentucky LSU? We got the Wildcats up by 2 points. About 3 minutes left in the first half.
I'm not, Phil. You know me. I don't know. The only thing I know is this show around noon. I don't know what else is going on in the world. I will tune over there here in a minute. Yeah, Clay, you got to hear it. I'll let Phil tell the story.
We had a baseball game on Monday with no radio show, and Charlie called at his normal time, at first pitch time, basically. It was like Charlie's first pitch time Monday coincides with Charlie's daily phone call to halftime.
So the craziness is that I hear that Christian answered and talked to him a little while.
No, Christian talked to me on Facebook, man.
He just sent you a note like we're not on the air. Is that what happened?
I messaged him, hey, bro, y'all not on the – and then he told on me, but it's all good, though. I love Christian. He knows that. But anyway.
He didn't answer?
He didn't tell on you. I just guessed because I know your tendencies. It's called a scout. I scout you, Tuna. It's basically what it came down to.
Reputation. Reputation can be good or bad. I'm not sure if this is a good reputation or a bad reputation, Charlie.
It's kind of one of those dumb ones. You got to stop being so dumb, Tuna. Anyway, But let me talk about Malik Thomas real quick, and then I'm getting off. Malik, real quick, I think the way he performs here down the stretch, and here's why I think he is a guy that's kind of on the verge of, a lot of people are like automatically assume he's coming back next year. With his game and the way he plays, because I think he's got the length, he can defend, and I think at the next level the scouts are going to love that. He will test the combine for sure. He will definitely be there. I think he winds up in the NBA next year. That's just my opinion. A lot of people may disagree, but I think when you think about, how they think in the NBA, and we're talking long term, we all know this kid can score, but he's getting better defensively, and he has that ability. And I think he's going to perform well in the tournament too. He's like Acuff. I don't think the kid has any fear whatsoever. So I don't think he's going to be back next year.
Charlie,
you guys have a good one.
Thanks, Charlie.
I'm going to kind of massage that a little bit. I think he's going to be drafted and gone. Now, if he's in the NBA next year, it depends on who he's drafted, what they have, and what they envision. They may think he's 2 years away, but they want him. They want his rights, and sometimes that like you're drafted, but is it a dude there that he hasn't been with the Lakers all the time. He's been in the G League some, but they didn't want to pass on him. They wanted him because they know he's getting over a knee. But so when you say he's going to be in the NBA next year, I wouldn't go that far. I'm going to massage it a little bit and say he's gone and he's in the G League and eventually is going to go to the NBA.
See, and I wonder too. Is that like a? To me, he's like it's a tweener, right? And I would think you'd
be a
want
second round pick. To what Clay's saying, I think that's his this year. He's just not explosive enough now. But
year,
is he an NBA guy? Yes.
So if he's a professional
he's
player,
not a one and done NBA guy.
If he's a professional player next year, is he NBA or is he a G League guy?
He's at Chesapeake Bay. He's playing against Jordan Walsh.
So then why not play
the baby?
Why not play here?
That's what I'm saying.
And make more money.
$2.5 million less stress on your body, playing in big time games. Most watched games. I think Arkansas has had 3 of the top 10 most watched games in college basketball this season. I mean, you're going to be playing in. We talk about this all the time. There's going to be 500 people in the arena, and there's going to be 4 other players that are just working on their game today. They're not really playing a team concept game. They're not doing. It's all about trying to get to that next level.
Hey, we've already heard from Charles Bediako or Nate Oates that You might not eat very good either. You're going to lose weight.
Oh, they travel. I guarantee you that Coach Cal, they travel first class. You don't think this Arkansas Razorback team?
No, I'm
not
talking
traveling first
about
class
the
everywhere?
G League guys.
Oh yeah, no, they don't travel as good as what the Razorbacks
they don't
travel
eat as
like.
good. Yeah, they're not getting
Well, what of the recruits who plays the same position as that Malik does? Because that's the reason Boogie Flan transferred to Florida, because he had Darius Acuff come in and play in the same position.
Malik's not a ball handler, so you can put Malik at the 2 or the 3. So he plays both. If you're talking about where could he play,
he's a ball player.
He's a 2 or a 3, but he's not the 1.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of situation, I think. Then he wouldn't lose minutes.
No, he'd be one of the best players in the conference.
Right.
I would if I was
Boogie was going to lose minutes by staying at Arkansas.
If he was my son, like if I'm talking to you, like if you're the agent or you're the son, you're the family friend, whatever, you tell that kid to come back to college and make $2.5 million playing college basketball next year, and then we'll resurface again next year. It's the NIL's amazing. That's the coolest thing. Kids used to have to go. Yeah. What did Scotty Thurman say, Clay? He was like, he left because he had to because they couldn't make money. But if he was making $1.5 million, he would have stayed all 4 years.
I think you might have something to that. And just remember that, it's the same thing. It's like, why do some of the Razorbacks come back? It's like, man, I don't really want to travel on that bus. Bill, you've been on that bus.
Well, that's why I do. That's why I left to do Arkansas games, partially.
We get it.
I couldn't take riding the bus anymore.
Yeah, and you're getting a Delmonico steak.
Well,
yeah, we do.
There is no such thing as a minor league Delmonico steak.
I get it.
that's for sure. And it just came. So I think we're going to cut into this and see just how much we can eat in the next 4 minutes.
Tell me the truth. Didn't you cut open? Did juices run out?
They know what they're doing here. Absolutely.
Oh, it's perfect.
The juices are all over the place. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. 877.
You know what the fun thing is? To sop them up with a piece of bread. That's the most fun thing.
Oh, I'm not going to chew in your ear though, Clay. Our Lewis Automotive
you already
Group
did.
hotline is 877. I'm just going to. There we go. I got rid of the rest of it there. 877-377-6963, and we've got more basketball talk coming up after this. I'm going to take the headset off and just eat a little.
Richardson's team, there'll be no one in the 64 looking forward to a matchup against this young group. The Hogs are on the road.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Let's Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
It's here, the ultimate challenge going on at the Lewis Automotive Group, and we're on a mission to sell over 600 vehicles, and we're getting extremely close. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back all month long. Get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models, and payments starting at only $199 a month. The ultimate savings, the ultimate selection, and the ultimate amount for your trade. The ultimate challenge going on only at the Lewis Automotive Group.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
While most people are playing for bragging rights, MyBookie is giving away $100,000 in their Madness Bracket Contest. This is about turning your ball knowledge into bankroll. Head to mybookie.ag. Use code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it misses, activate your Bet Back bonus token and run it back. The madness only comes once a year, so don't just watch it, win it. Only at MyBookie. Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Time goes by, slowly but surely time goes by. And baby, here am I. I'm wasting my time on you. Time goes by.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
We'll save it.
We got LSU and Kentucky on TV here on the SEC Network at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale. And then the second game of the morning session is Mississippi State and Auburn, the 13 and the 12 seed. We had a text coming in earlier from the 501 asking, 870. I want to make sure I give them the right area code. And I love his nickname for Stephen Pearl. He says, is there any way Freshwater Pearl can get Auburn in over a team like Miami, Ohio, or another mid-major? Freshwater Pearl. That's perfect
that's
for
like
him.
Baby goat.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Absolutely perfect for him. Well, I mean, I looked a little bit at Miami, Ohio, and of course they're the one everybody would point to because they're undefeated. You know, they don't even have the highest net ranking in their league, and they won that league, and they won every game in that league, and they won every game they played this year. No, Akron is one spot ahead of Miami, Ohio, and they're in the same league, but still Akron lost. You know, they lost some games. They lost 5 games, but they played 2 games that were quad 1 games. Miami, Ohio, not only did they not win a quad 1 game, they didn't even play one. The highest ranked, quad that they played was 2 games against quad 2. 26 of Miami's 28 wins are quad 3 or 4. So it's the ultimate, record against resume. Of course, Miami, Ohio, they have to win their championship, and who knows what happens in the MAC championship. But if they don't, there's a case for them to not get in, even with an undefeated regular season. And then there's Auburn, and their net ranking is 39, and that's 15 points ahead.
To me, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is what fits the criteria of a play-in game. If they were to lose their conference tournament, they should be in that play-in game, because they're different seeds or whatever. But that would be a shame, is what I'm saying. If they lose their conference tournament, that's what I thought the whole idea of a play-in game was.
I think that's right, and I watched them. They fit the eye test. You know what they got? Don't leave anybody open. Don't leave them a crack, because they can shoot, and they're within range.
When they get off the bus, yeah.
Well, yeah, and if they're down 10, man, they're right. They got you where they want you, because they make 2 threes, and all at once, you just kind of, you get a little tight, and it's like, here they come. But yeah, it's just, hey, I wanted to go back, Phil, to something you guys were talking about. The coach that's like, I'll hunt you down.
Yeah, that's Hodgson. He used to be the Arkansas State coach.
Yeah, and
he took a few of his Red Wolves with him to USF.
Yeah, he did.
So that's my point. So the next coach is like, well, what happened to my team? Well, yeah, they went with him. That's the way of the world, and you can say whatever you want to, but reality is, if you want to keep your players, go get them some money, because those guys deserve what they can get on the open market. And I mean, he knows what's going to happen, and he can bitch and moan, but it's like me sitting over here worrying about you guys getting a Delmonico steak and I'm going to have peanut butter and jelly. No, it's reality. It's the real world. That's where y'all are. This is where I am, and I'm okay where I'm at. He just go find him some more players. Coach Cal's going to find him players every year. He's going to guess what's happening to his players? They're going to the NBA. And so the reality is he's fine with that. He knows that's what's going to happen. If you get you a good player and you're at Queens or you're at Maryland Eastern Shore, just hug him and say good luck to him.
Yeah, and I think they'd have to resist. They probably have to resist the idea of, if college basketball is a feeder system into the professional ranks, and that's every single professional league, well, then there's a feeder system to the higher levels of college basketball now, and it's called the mid-majors, and it's called the low majors, which is what Queens is. And I think, and it's at the USF, I think, them being that's a Big 10 or Big 12 school, right? So it's a little bit of a different situation, but I don't know anybody that really, worries too much about USF basketball. Maybe, being at Queens would be a different situation than
I got you another illustration.
USF in that case.
Dave Van Horn, it's like, when he had Andrew Benintendi, just a second-year guy. And did he tell the major league scouts that after he hit 9 home runs in like a 2-week period, they're coming back from South Carolina, and, it's pretty obvious. And, I mean, he came to the Swatters Club, and I was talking to him, and he's like, well, he's a first-rounder, and he may win the Golden Spikes. And there'll be, whoever they were playing the next weekend, and they'll be every major league team will have a scout here. We're going to give them tickets to watch the guy that they're going to take from us. And you know what? That's the way it is.
Yeah, they don't fight it because it's the reality of
and that guy needs to get over it. And to think that he's going to stick his chin out and say, "I'll hunt you down." Well, tell mom and daddy that they can't take $1.5 million. Tell mom and daddy that.
I don't know all the ins and the outs of the agreement between the NFL Players Association and the league, but right now is called the legal tampering window. The legal tampering. And right now, like any kind of tampering in college sports feels like it's not a matter of it being legal. It's just nothing. I don't know what is illegal for quote unquote tampering in college sports, but that's what he's getting at. Is like, and we even wondered about that too when it came to Ryan Silverfield being hired at Arkansas. Like when was the first phone call? When was the connection made? When was the first conversation with Hunter Yurachek and Ryan Silverfield? Was it in November while you're coaching a team? I mean, that's tampering of a sort too. So, and it's like, what was the phone call that Brian Hodgson got that got him to USF? Did that come after his season was over? I don't know. Not all of these things can end up being equal. David from Fort Smith is on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Hi, David. How are you?
I'm fine. This is a completely off-topic subject that's directed to Clay Henry and regarding his dad. I recently finished this book that was written by a guy that graduated from high school at Little Rock High School with Orville Henry, and in the book he mentions Clay's dad and how they competed for president of the student body at Central High, and this guy's name was Cleveland Harrison. And I don't know if that name means anything to you, Clay.
No.
Cleveland Harrison. But Cleveland Harrison won. Your dad lost. And he mentions your dad in the book and mentions that your dad was an excellent student and, not surprisingly, spent all of his time working on a lot of his time working on the paper there at Little Rock High School. But also in the book, he mentions this athlete from Little Rock that I've never known or remember. His name was Ken Cavanaugh.
Oh yeah.
Is that name?
Oh yeah. He
was.
If you want to say who was, the greatest Little Rock Tigers, or it was Little Rock Central later, but if you want to say he'd be in the top 10.
He holds the record, Chicago Bears record
Yep.
for the most receiving touchdowns.
Yep.
And went to LSU. If he had gone to Arkansas, everybody knows who he was.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
I've done a lot of studying
didn't pay him
of Little Rock High School. I probably could. Brian Cox wrote the book Tiger, and it chronicles the year by year. And he's pulled out, everything from the Gazette and the Democrat from those days. But there's 3 chapters of the years that Cavanaugh played there, and you see what kind of player he was. Just a great athlete, great hands. Yeah.
Thanks for the phone call, David. Appreciate that. You can join us too. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We are at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale. And we got about 4 more minutes to eat, Matt Jones. We'll try that in a moment and be right back.
He beats me. Straight up. Pay him. Pay that man his money.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Spring projects are coming fast, so now's the time to fix it before it starts. At C2 Supply, we've got the industrial and agricultural supplies you need to keep every project running smoothly. From fasteners and fittings to tools, safety gear, and hard-to-find parts, C2 Supply helps you gear up before the work gets going. Don't let missing supplies or worn-out parts cause downtime. Get spring project ready with C2 Supply in Poto. C2 Supply. Let us see to your supply needs. 602 North Broadway in Poto, or give us a call at 918-647-0430.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561.
Or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Hi, this is Grant Holman, owner of 479 Equipment Company off I-49, exit 65 in Fayetteville. We are Northwest Arkansas's home for Bad Boy, the toughest mowers, tractors, and implements on the market, built right here in Arkansas. Ready to upgrade your weekend? Your local headquarters for everything Bad Boy is 479 Equipment Company. 479 Equipment has the inventory and the easy financing to get you in the driver's seat today. Come see us off of I-49, exit 65 in Fayetteville, or 479equipment.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Bill Elson, Matt Jones, and the one and only Hall of Famer Clay Henry joining us here on halftime on a Wednesday. Guys, we got Dave Van Horn coming on the show tomorrow at 11:30 well, I'm not preview the Mississippi State series. I think, and he'll do a usual pre-series presser and all of that, but I'm interested in getting Dave's thoughts on the show on where he thinks the team is going into SEC play, because it's time, Matt, for rubber to meet the road.
There's a process. You got to trust the process. And I think back to, and each team's different. Each team takes on its own story, a story of its own. You look from Coach Calipari's first 2 years. Last year's team started 0-5. This year's team, what did he get, second in conference this year? Third. So it's you don't have to be playing your best baseball right now, but you just have to be getting better. Here's what coaches really don't like, and my father's being a coach and being around coaches my whole life is when a player is making the same mistake over and over again. Like, be coachable, be able to correct it and remedy the problem and fix it and move forward. But you can't keep making the same mistake over and over again.
Clay, I think there's a couple of batters where you're seeing some of that thing happening that he's talking about, which is the same mistake. And right now, nobody can figure out what is wrong with TJ Pompey, because it's not the eyesight. TJ told me himself he had his eyes checked. His eyesight's fine. And he still strikes out in 7 of the last 8 at-bats. And then there's something going on with Cahillo right now. He's hitting so many more ground balls than he hit before. He's already grounded into 3 double plays. He hit into 4 double plays all of last year, and that's just a microcosm of the ground balls. And that's a guy that he was gap to gap, and of course we know him for great prodigious power. So there are some of those same mistakes, I think, that are being made, and those are 2 pretty important pieces of the lineup.
Yeah, sometimes you get pitched a little different than maybe you did the previous year, and it's like, hey, that didn't work. So you give it to the pitchers a little bit, but also you have to make an adjustment. If that's the way they're pitching you, then you're going to have to do something a little different. And and then but my thought on what's going on with this team, and everybody says, well, it's that guy or it's that guy. Well, the way you usually win in any sports isn't just that guy or that guy. It's 20 guys play a little better, and it makes up for that guy and that guy. I think Gackle can pitch a little better. DeCramer, he's had 1 really impressive game, and then 2 where it wasn't as impressive. Maybe the sickness, he lost a little strength, and he's going to have to get his way back on that. There's been some other guys that have been sick, and they're fighting back. Strep, you lose weight, you lose strength, and it takes a while. And I think they know what they're doing with the team. They know what their health is, and but it's the way this team will win will be a lot of guys get a little bit better. And what's really cool is that's pretty much the way Dave Van Horn always does it. He's going to coach every guy, and he's going to, they're going to massage it. And if there's a guy that's, that is completely in a funk, Nolan Richardson told me, how you fix that? You come over and sit by me. And, we'll give somebody else, a chance to see, he might not have quite the potential that you have, but, and maybe they move some guys around. Maybe.
And that's what he's trying to do now.
Maybe, there's some odd little combinations that have yet to be tried. I know that Robinette's played some third. Mm-hmm. Maybe and I don't know if I say the name Rutenbar. Maybe he plays first. Maybe he is, to me, a Cam Kozel, and when I say that, the ultimate ball player. He's played just about everywhere, and he was a quarterback in high school. And those guys that played quarterback in high school, they've got some magic to them that they're just ball players. You know what position Cam played in high school? Football.
He's a shortstop, wasn't he? Well, he was a
quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah. I look at him and I think he would have been a safety, but
he was a run and shoot quarterback. He did play. He was a 4-year guy in football. He played safety as a 9th grader, played on the varsity, then he played middle linebacker. And halfway through his junior year, a guy that's had a really good Division II career. I can't remember his name, but he's somewhere playing quarterback. He got hurt, and Cam never played quarterback. High school coach is like, man, I just need somebody that's a player. And he ran sprint out. He's so short. He ran the the midline option, and then he threw jump passes to get over.
Would have had to be.
Yeah, and I mean he's. I guess they list him at 5'11". I'm not sure he is, but Dave will figure it out because he always does, and it's painful to watch some of the at bats. When the catcher's reaching up as high as he can and you swing at it or swing and miss, that you can't keep putting that guy out there. And I'm not going to call names, but there's several of that have missed pitches by 1.5 feet, and they're just not seeing it.
We got one on the text line from Andy. He says Brumbaugh, and that's who you're referring to, swinging it pitches up above his head, and I think his problem with the plate
that are pretty bad too.
Yes, he has, and that's part of the problem here because the guy that you have backing Brumbaugh up as shortstop initially is Pompey. So you've got no production at shortstop at that point, 0. And not making the plays in the field, too. I do think Brumbaugh looks like he could be a great shortstop, but I think his lack of production at the plate has gotten in his head a little bit in the field.
Might be next year, yeah.
Yeah, and there's you got to find out, why did Cam Kojal play first base last year? Well, because he hits. They had to find a place to put his bat in the lineup, and second base is a more natural position for him. And I just wonder at some point, it's like, do you try? You can't just throw somebody at shortstop. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, I guarantee you that they're watching Souza every day to see when does he cut loose and throw naturally where he can go in that 6 hole and get one, and also run into his left, can turn those hips and throw one off balance, and they're not worried about hurting that shoulder that was repaired. I mean, Souza is so gifted, and he will hit, some. He might hit pretty good. I think that his better days with the bat are after he gets more pitches thrown to him.
Yeah, they need him to start developing as a hitter too, because it looked like that was starting to happen last year until the injury.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the 3 weeks before he got hurt, he went from like 190 to 270 in 6 games. So they expect that. But yeah, it's you don't have to have a shortstop that hits, but you can't have a shortstop that can't field or hit. I mean, that's just that's death. And I think they're. There's been a few blips pitching wise, but by and large, this is really good staff, and I think that that they've got. You need about 8 guys to make it through an S. Dave's really good at managing a weekend with pitchers, and I think he's got the
oh yeah,
sorry, Phil.
No, he's got a deep staff. There's a deep staff, and that's the thing is that there's a real imbalance, and I remember feeling the same way about the 2024 team, is that there was just a real imbalance between pitching and hitting, and eventually, that team they won a division championship, and they probably won more games than they should have, but then things kind of fell apart in the postseason, and I think part of that had to do with so much heavy lifting by the pitching staff that year. And as of right now, you get a little bit of the same thing that's going on.
Yeah. Generally pitching, when you get into SEC play, you'll see separation because there'll be staffs that can throw strikes and staffs that can't. And the only staff that, if you go back and you look, well, which is the team you just vomit over? Well, what was it? 16? They had a losing record and lost 20 out of their last 23 or something. I mean, they were throwing 280 pitches a game because they could not throw strikes and had some injuries. This is a staff that will throw strikes and it'll keep you in games. They just have to make sure defense doesn't lose for the pitchers, and they find some offense. They don't have to hit 127 home runs. But I really think that those last 2 games that you saw some guys, especially Kojal, just hammer it, and it was right at people. And that's just bad luck. You get everybody hammering it, and some of them are going to fall in.
All right, we're live at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale. We'll be back to wrap up hour number 2 right after the break.
Is this a yoke? No, this is not a yoke.
This is halftime.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less. As their official Lutzierge, I get a lot of questions about it from people who let the Lutz go to their heads. Like the ones who get the new mini taco salad in its crispy tortilla shell bowl and want to know if they should be eating it with a mini taco salad fork. Which, no. Just use the fork that comes in the bag. Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's new $3 or less Lutz Value Menu today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Contractors, you know the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why you choose LG HVAC systems. Innovative, efficient, and built to perform. And at J&B Supply, we're more than just a supplier. Since 1968, our family-owned business has provided HVAC and plumbing pros with the products, expert service, and hands-on training to get the job done right. Check out the buzz around LG's new game-changing equipment today. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Hey, it's Wes Pruitt from 4-Star Sports Media, your 24/7 home for sports coverage. Podcasts, live shows, and expert takes all in one place. 4star.live on web and 4Star Sports M on X. From the hardwood of Hogs Hoops to conference crunch of college football, we're diving deep. Whether it's Memphis Preps, the latest NFL headlines, or ringside breakdowns of WWE and AEW, it's all happening here at 4Star Sports Media.
Smalls here. Look, I get it. GLP-1 weight loss shots are popular. They're everywhere. But not everyone is thrilled about weekly injections. So what if your GLP-1 was as easy to take as a mint? That's why I want you to know about compounded terzepatide. It's a mint-flavored tablet you simply let dissolve under your tongue. No needles. It's designed to help curb appetite and reduce cravings, even sweets and carbs, which are my personal enemies. And when hunger's under control, it's easier to eat less. Stay away from the junk foods that trip you up and tackle your weight loss goals head on. And this is important. The compounded terzepatide is recommended by the medical board of the wellness companies, the doctors I trust. Look, if you're serious about getting your weight under control and weekly shots aren't your thing, I strongly encourage you to look into terzepatide. Getting started is fast with an easy online physician consultation. Imagine discovering a no-needle option that fits your needs. Go to noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50. That's noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
What's better than watching the Hogs play in the tournament with world-class barbecue? Nothing. On Monday, March 23rd, Ruskin and Zach are taking the show on the road to Fort Smith, live from Blue Ember Smokehouse at 8000 Phoenix Avenue. Talking March Madness plus anything else that comes to mind, which, as you know, can be anything. 2 p.m., Blue Ember Smokehouse, 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Ruskin, Zach, and the best barbecue in the natural state. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
I know you're trying to help me. I know you're trying to help me. I know you're trying to help me.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Mark is with us from All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale. What you got in your hand there?
Well, I've got a menu here so I can remember, but hey, I want to thank you guys for being here again. It's just so much fun. And
we love being here.
Yeah, good.
It's rare I eat steak for lunch or even eat lunch at like noon.
Well, we've tried some cheesy steak and potato with some of your folks. The Delmonico.
First time I've ever had that. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
Won't be the last.
Yep, it was amazing.
It's like one of my best steaks. So yes, but thanks for enjoying that. So I've got a menu here, and I I kind of want to talk about the primetime lunch specials.
Tell me about it.
Money's kind of snugged up a little bit, and gas is going up and all this stuff going on. But and that's one segment. We're a steakhouse and a sport bar, but yet we've got a great lunch deal. For $12.99, you can get like 12 different things, and it's everything from tilapia to tenders to country fried steak to a 6-ounce steak. Wedge salad with shrimp is to die for.
Your salads are that salmon salad I used to get here. That's amazing.
Salad.
Yeah.
The Caesar dressing is home. You can tell it's homemade.
Yeah.
Sometimes people that tell you it's homemade, it'd be like, well, it was made in somebody else's home in another state.
Yeah.
This is made here in the restaurant.
We make that here. And the salmon on the mesquite grill is magic. I'm telling you, it just works great.
So is that every day, the lunch specials?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
11 to 5:30. So it's 5.
Nice. That's a good
5
time
o'clock.
right there, yeah.
For a senior like me, 5 o'clock. That's dinner time, but
That's
I can still get a lunch special at
I like it.
He's not too far away from 5 o'clock being bedtime.
That's 7:30. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
With the time change,
my goodness,
it's all crazy.
I can't. My sleep's been all messed up the last week.
It's all crazy. So something that's coming, and we don't have it yet, but we heard today the new menus were mailed.
Ooh.
So we're going to have a all-day deal. There's 3 menu items, and it's a fish, a steak, and a chicken. That's going to be $15.50. And so that's kind of a
introduction.
It's at nighttime when the prime times are gone. All of a sudden, everything seems to be $20 or more. So we've got a $15.50 thing coming down the pike. I'm hoping within the next week.
The menus are in the mail.
The menus, we got word today, the menus are in the mail. So that's all good.
That's great, Mark.
That's
great. Stay with us, though, because we're coming up to the top of the hour. We'll continue the conversation, okay?
Thank you.
And we'll talk a little basketball, talk a little baseball.
Yes.
How about rescinded trades in the NFL?
Yeah.
877-377-6963. Halftime is back in a moment.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Spring is in the air, and the fish are biting, the gobblers are strutting, and the trees are blooming. Jelco Outdoors, your locally owned one-stop shop, is ready to help you get outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Stop by and let our friendly staff help you get the gear you need. Jelco Outdoors, your store for hunt, fish, and work. That's what we do. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
International soccer is coming to Razorback Stadium this spring. As the United States prepares to host the 2026 World Cup, the home of Razorback football is set to host its first international soccer match when Liga MX rivals Club America and Club Tigres face off in the Golden Clash on Saturday, March 28th. Tickets for this world-class soccer matchup will be available for just $35. Secure your seat for this can't-miss event at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a cold front will be moving through the area, bringing showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will fall into the upper 50s across the northern areas, while temperatures to the south will stay in the lower 70s. Evening rain showers, then decreasing clouds tonight, with lows in the mid to upper 30s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
They were one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
All right, I got a little bit of Delmonico steak left here. It took me an hour to make it through about 4/5 of this thing. Still got some of the potato left. And I still have a little room left, too, Matt Jones. We have halftime for another hour at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale. We've got Mark with us, too. You're the one who told me, Mark, that the rarest steak you can order here is, what's it called, blue?
Blue. We can cook it blue. I mean, just 30 seconds on a side, and it's just rare.
Have you tried that?
No. I'm a medium rare guy. I mean, I got to have a little bit, yeah.
But whatever we did, that was
medium. Did that hit it?
That was good.
That looked closer to medium, but that's a ribeye, so there's good marbling and fat in there, so
good.
you can sear that down, and it's still juicy, and the flavor's
great.
great.
The juices were just pouring right out of it.
Yeah.
Delicious. So we still, I wanted to hit a little bit more on these lunch specials before we leave, because I think we had to cut you off because of the commercial break.
That's all right.
The one thing you didn't mention on the lunch specials are the burgers, which here
what's
terrific.
funny? We don't have the burgers on lunch specials.
They're not on the special.
No, but they are $14.50, but it's a half-pound Angus burger. And, I mean, you could get a fried egg burger. You can get the California burger with avocado, barbecue, and bacon, But it's Angus beef. And something about Angus, I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole, but Angus tastes good. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just tastes so good, and that's why that steak tastes good, too, because that's an Angus cut.
It's also rubbed in olive oil and seasoned just perfectly.
And blackened Cajun, and yes, it's wonderful. So, I just want to throw our burgers in the hat.
Swiss, cheddar, what kind of cheese you?
Oh, my goodness, jalapeno jack.
All of it,
several. Yeah, see, okay.
I love it.
Bunches. Being a steakhouse and a sport bar, you got to have a good burger, and I think we're there. I'm going to
have to try the burger.
Our burgers.
Time.
You guys need to try it.
Yeah.
You ready to be up late tomorrow night for the basketball game?
Oh my goodness, yes. I know. I'm going to have to take a nap in the afternoon. I'll get my nap and then stay up for the game. Go Hogs!
It's one of those days where you got to put on the hours on your front door. Some of the places will tell you an hour that they close, and then other places just say till close. That's tomorrow.
We will be open.
Or that's the Friday.
Come in, watch it. We'll be open as long as people are here. We'll take care of you, feed you. So, wonderful.
Well, I'm fed, Mark. I might try to eat a little bit more.
Well, we can't let you get out of here without being absolutely full. Not uncomfortable, but just perfect. So
80%, right?
That's
yeah.
80%, then you're full.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, guys.
You got
All
it.
right.
Clay Henry's also with us, too, the Hall of Famer, the Emmy Award winner. And Robert in Fort Smith has called our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, so let's talk to Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing today? Yeah, what's up?
Not bad. Real quick, I'm kind of wondering about our baseball schedule with the losses. I'm not too worried about the losses, but we keep dropping one here, two there later on in the season, and we play Oklahoma in May, I don't know that we've got enough firepower in that schedule if we get out of the top 15 to get us back in the top 10, because we're not going to play that many big boys anymore that are in the top 10. And that's why I was just going to see what your thoughts on were.
Well, I gotta look at where some of these teams' net rank or RPI rankings and everything, but I think the baseball team's RPI already is in the low 100s. But if you win SEC games,
finish above 500, you make the right. Like that's what you're trying to do,
right? But I think what he's talking about is that is because of the 5 out of conference losses and 4 of them have come at home. You're kind of in a really tough spot if you want to host, if you want to be a top 16.
I see what you're saying.
Because the 4 home losses, that really hurts the RPI. And it's tough to come back from that unless you're playing. And a lot of the SEC teams are going to be in the top 10, top 15 RPI, like the team that Arkansas is playing this next weekend, Mississippi State. They've got a big RPI. Most of the teams Arkansas plays will have a good RPI, but it's going to get to the place to where the committee will put you in top 16. But right now, I don't know if you can even worry about that. Like everyone talks about, you may have to go on the road for a regional. You got to make a regional. And there's never a guarantee that happens. As good as the pitching staff is, there's never a guarantee that just because you're Arkansas, you're going to be a regional team. I mean, I'd like to think they will. I think they will. But make the tournament first. And right now, I think it'll be a long road to get to the place to where you'd be a top 8 or a top 16.
Winning cures all ills. I mean, it's but you're right. I don't know. Just remember, now we're 2 weeks past what I'm going to get at, but I remember there were people wanting to jump off the cliff 2 weeks into last season, and you remember the first week was at home, and then they went to Arlington. And when they came out of Arlington, there's people who's like, well, I mean, they got to fire this guy or they got to fire that guy. It's like, just let them coach him a while. And I get it. There's been some guys look pretty bad. But then there were some guys that looked really good for a month, and then they struggled. And other guys picked up. I mean, Iredale, he had a lot of RBIs first half of the season, and then he struggled with the plate. People figured out that, the kind of hole in his spot, that he wasn't quite the same. In fact, I was thinking they might get him back because he had struggled so much the second half of the season. So it's just, we're looking at right now. We'll see where they are in 3 weeks. Where are they?
And there's like hope that goes along with it, because if you're like for somebody like TJ Pompey, if you're striking out 54% of your at bats, and you're playing Texas Arlington and Arkansas State and Stetson, what happens when your at bats
usually
are
gets
against pitchers like this weekend against Mississippi State? Automatically, you'd think, well, maybe this is what they practice against a little bit more. It's just so many of the guys have started, and some of them are having good seasons. Look, I mean, Camden Kojal is tearing the cover off the ball. I really like what I see from I like Ruiz at the top of the batting order. Helfrich has been hitting. Micah New is really coming around right now. I like what I see from New. Zach Stewart's got to be in the lineup every day. Like this groin issue that he had, and he took batting practice before the last game. He, to me, Clay, and even Dave confirmed it with me in a pregame interview. Like, he's the guy that sort of ties it all together. He's a guy that's going to hit cleanup or fifth, and was continuously hitting rockets. And it's not like he's a savior or anything, but he's one of those guys that kind of ties a lineup together. And so you have other guys that are really struggling out of the gates. Pompey, Brumbaugh, it's tough to look up at the numbers, and you see you're hitting like 60 or something. And there's nobody else that necessarily plays your position.
Yeah, just, Kojal, and I'll be honest, he had a great year, but he struggled in non-conference to some degree. He got the first base position by default. They were going to platoon Kojal and Pepe, and eventually they Nolan got hurt, and then all at once but I don't think anybody counted on Robinette to be a factor. So there's some things that are going to happen through the year that might surprise us. And until Kozel went to Vanderbilt and exploded, he was just like, oh, he's a guy. He's just a guy. No, he's not just a guy. But he hit much better in conference play than he hit in the non-conference. I mean, it's like
Bubba's even said that when he played, and I don't know what their non-conference scheduling was like before they got into Southwest Conference, but he said he couldn't tell why. But once he turned it on, once conference play started, and struggled up until then.
Sometimes it's warmth and heat. Sometimes, but yeah, right now it's hard to see where they're going to be, in 6 weeks, and think this is one of those teams that's at 28 and 4 like they've been doing. They're going to have more losses, that is correct. That right now, when you look at the future schedule, there's not a whole load of top 10 RPI teams that'll just lift.
That's why this Mississippi State series is pretty important. Because that's one of the teams that is doing really well.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a new coach. He's really good, and I mean, I'm not surprised that Mississippi State's on the way back. That's one of the places that you can say, all right, we know Alabama's a football school. We know Kentucky is, a basketball school. Mississippi State's a baseball school.
And Mississippi
no question.
State has scored no fewer than 6 runs in every game. So it's like this will be, because the Arkansas pitching staff, I think, is especially on the weekends, can be tremendous. And getting to 5 runs for Arkansas, that's the magic number for this baseball team offensively right now. You get to 5 runs, you got a great chance to win a game. Getting to 5 runs against some of the SEC pitching staffs could be an issue. So that's why this weekend, to me, is, rubber meets road. Absolutely. You'll have a much better sense of where everything is by the time Sunday's game is complete.
I like this batting team against right-handed pitcher, Rudabar, Stewart, Kozel, and I think Nolan's a lot better, against right-handers. So we'll see if the right-handed hitters get going, so that they can have some balance when they see a lefty, because some of these lefties they'll have a hard time. Stewart's not great against left-handed pitching; doesn't look comfortable. But if there's a right-hander out there, he's going to bat about 480. I mean,
lefty and 2 righties for Mississippi State for their rotation this next week.
That's good news.
Yep. And I think Stewart will be in there Friday too, because I think he's got to be in there. Join us anytime on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 877-377-6963. I can feel my brain slowing down just a little bit through the digestion process here. And Kentucky, I'm not going to say pulling away, but they got an 8-point lead with about 8 minutes left over LSU in the very first game at the SEC tournament in Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. We'll come back with more halftime after this at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater on Sunset in Springdale.
The University of Arkansas and Nolan Richardson's team. There'll be no one in the 64 looking forward to a matchup against this young group.
The Hogs are on the road in Nashville looking to bring back an SEC championship for the first time since 2000. ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com are along for the ride, keeping you informed on Cal and the team. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing.
Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for you, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lux value menu, 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
It's here, the ultimate challenge going on at the Lewis Automotive Group, and we're on a mission to sell over 600 vehicles, and we're getting extremely close. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back all month long. Get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models, and payments starting at only $199 a month. The ultimate savings, the ultimate selection, and the ultimate amount for your trade. The ultimate challenge going on only at the Lewis Automotive Group.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
While most people are playing for bragging rights, MyBookie is giving away $100,000 in their Madness Bracket Contest. This is about turning your ball knowledge into bankroll. Head to mybookie.ag. Use code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it misses, activate your Bet Back bonus token and run it back. The madness only comes once a year, so don't just watch it, win it. Only at MyBookie. Must opt in during the bet. Tease the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Name about the hand that drops a bomb and blame it all on Joey.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Now let's get back to Halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback Baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend Matt Jones.
Hall of Famer Clay Henry with us as well as we take you up till 2 o'clock here on Halftime. We're at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale, and I finally gave up.
Oh, it was delicious.
Couldn't eat any more, but I did. There's no reason to.
Belly.
Yep. That was absolutely perfect. Still got their lunch specials up till 5:30, and I think those 30 minutes make a big difference, don't they, Matt?
Hey, you get off work, you don't want to feel rushed. Maybe you want to be able to go home and take a shower. Maybe you get off work right at 5. You can make it in here in time, and man, they're just so hospitable. It's pretty cool. I always like coming here.
Can I listen to this real quick with you and Clay? I don't even know what this is going to sound like. or if it's real. This is from the Italians' win over the Americans yesterday. I am told on the tweet machine here that this is the Italian broadcast call. Now, I don't know if this is a joke or not, but let's see what it sounds like.
Così il pitcher azzurro è in vantaggio, ancora dei lanci a disposizione per farla, non c'è fretta. Abbiamo fatto le 5:17, possiamo fare anche le 5:17, 30 secondi. Anche
This is Weissert pitching to Aaron Judge, the last pitch of this game. This is legit.
Come adesso! Il K di Greg Weissert! L'Italia fa la storia! L'Italia batte gli Stati Uniti al World Baseball Classic! L'Italia batte gli Stati Uniti a Houston 8-6! E allora?
That's my favorite call that I've heard all year already. I don't think anything can quite beat that. You can tell that they're almost in a tiny little room somewhere in Italy, and I'm sure there are just a couple dozen people celebrating this giant win for the quote-unquote Italian baseball team.
It was the Italian Disco Summer. Maybe they have Mine Enterprises as their bumper music.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that was missing was go.
It's probably what those guys are usually shouting.
Well,
no doubt they have.
They haven't produced a really good center forward in a couple years, and it's kind of getting on my nerves.
Can't we have Team USA be for soccer, the USMN team, Matt? Can't it be a bunch of Italians that have some American lineage?
We got a lot of Mexicans that are that way. And you got to be able to go back to your grandparents, and they'll let you use your passport or your birth certificate. You got to show that.
So when I'm not going to give this guy's name away, but there was a former Razorback baseball player. Went to same junior high as my daughter did, and he was in first year Spanish class, and the teacher said, "I want you to do a menu, in Spanish." And he asked, how do you say tamale in Spanish? I promise you. He did. So, but in Italian, how do you say pizza? Is it pizza?
I'm just going to guess it's pizza.
Okay. Yeah, so, he's going to say, they got pizza pie for everyone in the locker room. I mean, he said that somewhere in that.
I'm sure he did. Or they're going to be dumping Prosecco on each other's heads. Is that Italian or is that French? I was going to get some of these mixed up.
Hey, this is kind of dicey. Our manager
Thank you.
said that, that game was there was no consequence, that they
he had no idea.
They'd already qualified for the next round, and they haven't. I read today the Mexico and Italy play. USA's done, and there's like 4 different combinations of what could happen, with the results, and it has to do with run differential.
Yes,
it's crazy,
and that's why, when it comes to those sorts of tiebreakers, if you're a head coach or a manager or whatever team, you've got to know those tiebreakers right down to the very end. Because every run you give up, every run you score, no matter if you won or lost that game,
we had
counts.
a game, and I missed the layup, and Stan Heath, it was late in the game, we were getting beat, but it was talking about the aggregate for your seeding and stuff. He goes, Jones, you got to make that. And I was like, I'm trying to make it. But he knew. Stan Heath knew that you had the point differential mattered. So even because – those coaches should have known that. That's right.
Well, he didn't say the thing is too. It's not that he didn't know the tiebreaker setup. He didn't even think that yesterday's game had any consequence whatsoever. That it was just a friendly because the Americans had won the first 3 games. That they were already through.
Yeah,
and that's mind blowing.
There was 3 teams in the mix.
This is Mark DeRosa, who was somewhat of a heads up ball player when he played in the major leagues too. I've never heard anything quite like that before. The guy managed the first 6 innings of the game as if it didn't mean anything.
It'd be like the Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley not knowing what's going on going into the final day.
Hey, that did happen, didn't it?
It did.
How does that happen? You just think you're just about winning games and that's all it is?
Yeah.
does somebody not give you the rule?
Who was it? Was it Hovland that set out and it basically clinched the Ryder Cup for the Euros, that they get a half point because if you don't If you sit out, then it's an automatic tie. So that's a half point. They had another guy. If they had another guy sit out, they would have clinched the Ryder Cup. And Keegan didn't understand that.
Now, I don't have to understand all of this stuff. Like, I don't even understand all the tiebreaker scenario. Because you know why? Because I don't want to waste my brain power on it.
You're not covering it either. Yeah.
Right. I'm just talking about it a little bit on a show every once in a while. But when you're the manager, like, you have to know the ins and the outs of all of it. You have to know the ins and the outs of your guys and what limitations they'll be under, because they don't really belong to you. They belong to the major league team that they have a contract with. And you've got to know the layout of the tournament.
What's crazy is they got down to the end of the game, and this is a tournament, and they got one guy left, and it turns out it's Clayton Kershaw, who's an emergency pitcher. He's basically making his what do you call it, retirement tour by putting him on the team. But they were in a situation where they almost had to play.
He's Carter Knox in the March Madness run this year. They
like
say
that.
it, but he's just I'm a Carter Knox fan, and Carter Knox is amazing. He's going to be amazing for the Hogs next year, but he's not playing this year.
Well, Cal was asked about that yesterday, and we got a question about it yesterday too. I didn't really know how to answer it, but here's the answer.
He is doing great. My guess is we would probably have to be in the Final Four for him to have any chance to play.
Okay, so that's a guess, and it's a chance, not a guarantee.
It's just a carrot hanging out there, just like, hey, we might need you. Suit up for it. You never know. Bernard King gets to play a minute or something. Like that's.
Now, there are levels of meniscus surgeries.
To work for.
Well, it's like with Max Crosby. This whole trade that got nixed is because he had the kind of surgery that cost you 3 to 4 months. I think with Carter, it was in the weeks category instead of months.
Well, my whole thing is this, and I've never played in the March Madness tournament, but I have played basketball before. When you sit out for a month during the middle of the season, you're just not even close to game speed. You're not ready. All the conditioning, he hasn't been. He's 90. It's everything that's going on. There's 0% chance that he plays.
It's like when Gage Wood came back to the pitching staff last May, they brought him back in baby steps.
There you go. That's
until the big moment in Omaha. And I don't think you're going to be able, if you're playing in the NCAA, if you're in March Madness, you don't have room for somebody to come back with baby steps.
He would be there if we had 5 guys foul out again. Then you'd be able to put him in the game.
877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline if you want to get with us here on Halftime. We are at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale, and we're back for the home stretch right after this.
It's nice to have my team back.
This is Halftime.
You don't just maintain your land, you master it. And at Sutherland's, we've got the steel to help you do it. Experience the brute force of a bad boy mower. These mowers turn a weekend chore into a victory lap. But every great machine needs a home. Our Sutherland's custom barns are built to last. Call 1-800-66-BARNS. Sutherland's, with 4 stores in Arkansas, Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart, and online at Sutherlands.com. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Arkansas and Southwest Missouri is offering 20% off Pella products or 0% APR for 72 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends March 31st, 2026.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Attention Lions, your Wednesday nights just got a massive upgrade. This is Brooklyn from Papa's Pub. Starting this Wednesday, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith is launching UFIS night. Studying hard? Take a break. Hungry? We've got you covered. Just show your valid UFIS student ID and get 20% off your entire food order. Gather your roommates and head to Papa's Pub this Wednesday. Great food shouldn't break the student budget. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Ave in downtown Fort Smith. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79. It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Dad's on the phone and he's lecturing me about a girl that he met back when he was 19. It's never gonna work cause the puzzle won't pee. Head out the window, sweat on the pillow. It's been keeping me up at night. This is what love feels like, alright. Seems like your shoulder keeps getting colder. Babe, I was raised in the cold. Wish I could do it untold. Oh, no.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back, and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
And the one and only Hall of Famer Clay Henry with us as well on the home stretch here of halftime at the All-American Sports Theater and Steakhouse in Springdale. All right, what's on the TVs? We got a hockey fight to our right. There are NBA highlights in front of us. SEC, yuck. Iowa State 87, Arizona State 40 on the glass floor without Bobby Hurley as the head coach for Arizona State now. Some gymnastics highlights on ESPNU, and this Kentucky and LSU game, guys, has come down to the last couple of minutes, and it is tight. Kentucky 81, LSU 76.
Nwoko, let's go.
Nwoko's playing well. 16 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Man. Just picked up his 3rd foul. And that's the guy, Clay, that Matt's pointing to that he'd like to see be a Razorback next year. Why not? He's been with 3 schools in the first 3 years of his career.
You see his body? You see that, dude? People aren't built like that guy. You don't want to go back. It's like trying to tackle Braylon Russell in the second half, and you're like, I don't want to tackle him
He's
anymore.
played for Mississippi State and LSU. So it's not like Arkansas has to like go scout him or anything. But do you think any of the coaches for those teams, like Kentucky and LSU, are looking at any assistant coaches that are watching on the side and be like, I'm gonna go give that guy a piece of my mind.
What for?
He's scouting my
not
players.
Not Nwoko. Nwoko probably give you a what for, that big dude.
That's right.
Yeah,
And Nwoko's really good, Clay.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, and I mean, he's a good looking guy. I mean, he's long and got hops. I mean, he'll give you some problems. Get him on your team because, like, he knows all the restaurants. You know, you guys are eating really good. I mean, you need somebody that I can take you to the place in Starkville. I can take you to the place in Baton Rouge. He's got it all.
Oh, I can do the same thing. I'll take you to the Little Dewey in Starkville.
No,
why not?
There's got to be something better than that.
There's 3 or 4 places. I found a really good Greek restaurant in Starkville that I went. The last time we played baseball there, I was there every night. It's open late. It's got an Animal House theme. It's with Bluto and everything.
I want to ask Cal is like, what's the best Italian place here, and here? He because he's been in the SEC a long time, and I'm a little bit of a snob on Italian food. I bounce around in Fayetteville like, that's okay. That's not so good. I know he goes to Herman's, and they probably have already figured out how to do a plate of pasta for him. But yeah, I mean, it's like.
I wonder if Cal has found anything in Northwest Arkansas quite like the wedding soup at the Pleasure Bar in the Bloomfield section of Pittsburgh.
I knew where you
which is an Italian section.
I knew where you were going because I've heard you before, and I was like, I think I'm going to go there someday. I don't know how or why, or I'm going to get there, or what what's going to take me through there. But I'm kind of
Matt. Get this, Clay. Matt, if I brought you to a place and you had no idea what it is you're about to walk into, you don't even know if it's a restaurant or whatever establishment or what kind of food it sells, but if it's called the Pleasure Bar, you're walking into someplace good.
Yeah.
There's a conveyor belt, and you just start kind of, I want this one, I want that one.
What's on the conveyor belt, though?
Some of those places, my agent was in New York, so I'd ate it in Little Italy a couple times. Some of the best Alfredo sauce I've ever had. I mean, just like, ugh. But I remember eating in New York. When you're eating somewhere like that, everybody's elbows are touching. Like, the chairs are right next to each other. There's no space, and you always feel like somebody's just breathing right on you the entire time.
If you get it on you, you don't care. I mean, just I'm going to Michigan in 3 weeks, taking a road trip, and I'll be going through kind of a corner of Chicago, and it might be a timing right that I need to make a little, boom, right in there. So I need to find, one of,
Smith and Lawrensky's in
Is that
Chicago.
It? Yeah,
that's
steak,
they have
though.
Garlic bulbs that will be amazing.
So our first road trip for baseball for SEC is Columbia, South Carolina. My parents lived there for about 3 years before I was born. My dad served in the Army there in Fort Jackson. So before I ever went there, they're telling me the place to go eat. And it's called Maurice's Piggy Park. Maurice's Piggy Park. And there's fun. Maurice was like some old colonel. There's like Dixie flags up and everything on the wall back when they were there. And I walk into the place, and, I mean, what do you tell your parents? Say, you know what? It was good. There's about 50 other places in Columbia that are better than this.
So,
thank you, Mom and Dad.
But
Love
their
you very much,
recommendation is from 40 years ago, right?
That's right. That's right. It's the same. It's the absolute same recipe from 40 years ago.
I'm going to be careful about this because I'm going to talk about somebody that's passed in the last year. And I love him. But it's, like this is about, 12 years ago. And I mean, give or take 3. Arkansas qualifies for the College World Series. Hadn't been there in a little while. And I'm talking about me personally. And I was like, I want a great steak, and I'm sitting around with Nate Allen, and he goes, you go here. Okay. And so me, Bo Mattingly, Matt Jones, a photographer, there were 5 or 6 of us, and we went to this place, and it was in Midtown, and we go in, and it's pretty full, but we didn't have reservations, and we didn't wait. That's a bad sign. Great steak place in Omaha, College World Series, it ought to be packed. And we sat down, and the first thing they did was made sure there was ketchup in front of all of us. Ketchup bottle. And then, of course, we ordered the steak, kind of like what y'all had today. We ordered a steak. No, this is the steak. The waitress is like, this is the steak you want. Came out. It was like a 1/4 inch thick. It was a round steak. You ever had a round steak? I mean, it was like leather, and you needed ketchup. And so we did it. It was okay, and it was priced more than what it should have been. And so the next night we're at the College World Series, and all the people there, that are ushers or whatever, most of them are locals. And we told them that's where we went. It's like, oh, that was really good 40 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably meat from 40 years ago too.
Oh gosh, yeah, we messed up.
Guys, I think the Matt McMahon era is about to come to an end at LSU. Kentucky's up by 7 points, 21 seconds left. I saw something yesterday where apparently LSU may be getting clearance to hire Will Wade if they want. But there are buyouts that go into it. You got to pay the McMahon buyout. They'd have to pay NC State a buyout for Wade. And then all can be well again, and you can all of us can practice putting our fists on our hips again.
This is going to sound really bad, but the three of us can hear Christian. No one else can hear Christian.
I think they can. Can they? I don't even know.
I think he's in labor.
He does sound like he's in labor.
Steve McMahon.
Either that or he ate something that's disagreeing with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I got my.
Have you got some money on LSU, Christian? I got to know.
He must. Yeah, you can tell by the laugh in the background there. He's got some money on it.
I mean, because he's
Mama.
Because the game's over and he's still sweating it. It's going to come down to do they cover or not.
Ready for the inward laughing any moment. I got my propaganda email from the athletic department at Arkansas for the Darius Acuff. This is even called. I mean, they know this comes right from Mike Kaywood, and it's a propaganda email. But when you got a guy that's got a legitimate chance to win a national award, you've got to put out communication.
Why didn't we get this email a month ago? Yeah.
The title of the email is Darius Acuff Jr. for National Player of the Year, and it's just a bunch of notes about Acuff. Sweeps the SEC awards, first and looking to be the second in SEC history to join Pete Maravich as the only players to lead the league in scoring and assists. Only player in the NCAA averaging 20 points and 6 assists. How about that? Only player in the NCAA to average 16 points and an assist-to-turnover ratio of 3 or better. The only player with 20 points, 5 assists in 16 games this year. How about that? 5 games this year with at least 20 points and 10 assists. Second most by a freshman in NCAA history. And the only player who's had the following numbers in a season according to OptaStats. 20 points per game, over 5 assists, 40% behind the arc, and an assist-to-turnover ratio of over 3. And then there's a few other numbers there. Pure propaganda, but it's also facts, too. These are facts.
Enjoy him while you get him. If it's 3 more games, if it's 5 more games, they don't come around like that very often. What would be the number for him to stay? I don't think Coach Cal would let him stay, first of all. I think Coach Cal would say, son, you gotta go to the next level. $10 million, would he stay in college? Because I think $10 million guaranteed. I think I might stay in college for 1 more year.
What do you get?
I think it would be 10 million for like 3 more. I don't think you pay him that much. Well, I mean, what's the top 5?
He's the best player in the country.
He's going to be top 5. Yeah. I mean, there may not, sometimes they don't draft you because you got the best point guard in. I mean,
yeah, no, I know.
The Knicks are not.
He'll be a top 10 pick,
guard.
though. I think Acuff's a top 10 pick, however you slice it.
Okay, so I got something for Mike Kaywood. He can send this out as propaganda because I interviewed Corey Beck and Sidney Moncrief today on Darius Acuff, and I will write it tomorrow. I won't get to it this afternoon, but they like him, and I want to tell you, they're both particular and picky, and Sidney Moncrief especially. Sidney doesn't just he's not going to just roll it out for everybody. So I also talked to them about Nolan's statue, and that'll be fun too. So I don't want to give it all away, but there'll be something for you guys to talk about tomorrow. So Sidney Moncrief, I absolutely love him. I mean, I think just hearing him talk, it just fires me up that Sidney Moncrief is still with us. I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I love him. Same with Corey Beck. You know, we've had Corey in our home twice painting, and I told him, I said, it still looks awful good what you painted over here. He drove with his crew from Northwest Arkansas to Norfolk to paint the inside of our house. So I always enjoy talking to those two guys, and it'll be fun to write. I haven't written it, so I can't really tell you what it is, but it's pretty glowing stuff.
So back on the draft real quick here before we end the segment.
Sorry, I derailed you.
No, that's all right. It's just looking at the you get a 4-year contract when you're a first round pick, right? It's 4 years. The number 30 pick just on the slot would get a 4-year deal worth $14 million. Mm-hmm. That's the number 30 pick. Mm-hmm. The number 1 pick, 4-year deal worth
probably
nearly
30.
$63 million. Near $63 million. Even the number 5 pick is getting over $9 million a year. So, I mean, you know, if you're top 10, you're making at the very least $5.8 million per year.
And I think is it top 13? It's the lottery. It's that's kind of where we want to be. But the thing about being a first-round pick is it's guaranteed money, and they have the option for the 5th. When you're not a first-round pick, and that's where I think you get guys like Malik Thomas that could get drafted, which I think Malik Thomas can play in the NBA. It's just like take another year and get a little bit better, get a little more explosive. Play that's not a knock on your game. It's
John
just,
Tyson
it's just part of it.
Give you guaranteed money,
and that should even be a reason more to. I think the NIL has helped basketball players the most, and then quarterbacks the second most, because quarterbacks are able to jump around, go to Miami, go to Oregon, look at schools that are getting quarterbacks in that
play 7 years,
and then they go to the NFL, and I think that's the same thing in basketball. You don't have to be in a hurry to go to the NBA when they're giving you $2.5 million to play college basketball.
Well, and it seemed for so many years players were in a hurry to do that. But I feel like this is the sweet spot for a guy like Malik Thomas, because he can be at Arkansas and develop his game.
He's going to be so much. Think about how good Billy Richmond was from his freshman to sophomore year. How much better do you think Malik Thomas is going to be next year? He's going to be amazing.
He's good. And Sidney talked about that a little bit, how much he liked him. But if you're Malik Thomas and you're the 26th pick, how about this? You might be going to the Oklahoma City Thunders.
To not play?
Yeah, I mean, well, but you get to kind of, come along.
I know
come
what
along
you
slow.
Play. He's a first round pick. I'd go.
That's what happened with Moses, right?
He was like the 30th pick in Golden State. Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather do that than be the 15th pick and you play for, or the Wizards.
The Washington Wizards.
Oh, God, that's like a death sentence.
Well, they are playing for next year.
Sacramento Queens. Yeah.
All right, we got a break. We've got one more. Meaning Queens, the North Carolina school. Oh, no, you mean the actual NBA team in Sacramento.
I don't know what he means. Yeah,
they're not very good.
We're back to wrap up the show at the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater in Springdale in just a moment. Stay with us.
All right, I'm out.
This is halftime.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from, someone who always shows up when you need them, someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans backed by the team J.D. Power ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region 7 of the last 8 years.
Call Brad Howe in Van Buren or call Ryan Hughes in Fort Smith.
The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa at Taco Bell. You can't get just one. Okay, so that's not like some marketing hyperbole. You literally can't get just one. They come in twos. So like, if you want just one, you're going to need to find a friend who loves slow roasted chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch sauce. Or a friend of a friend, or have an awkward conversation with a complete stranger to see if they're obsessed with chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch. Or you could just like eat them both because you're obsessed with slow roasted chicken, bacon. Okay, you get the idea. The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa is at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell U.S. locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Has your spouse suddenly entered the transfer portal, going from a franchise player to a prima donna ready to take the money and run? Don't let her get away with a huge buyout. Be proactive. Call Mock Legal Solutions today to ask about custody, alimony, and child support. 479-769-1505. Because even in divorce, the best offense is a good defense. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
I think we should start cheating on people.
It's your favorite time of year, March Madness, and the #1 place to get all your alcohol this basketball postseason is Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith. Located at 9390 Rogers Avenue, Eastside Liquor has everything you need. Dave Bushko and his team have all your beer, seltzers, wine, liquor, and more. Eastside Liquor, they always come up clutch in the postseason.
Since 1974, the folks in the River Valley have trusted West Ark Yamaha in Fort Smith for quality and service you just can't find at those big box stores. Now expanding into zero-turn mowers, West Ark Yamaha carries Bobcat, a high-quality commercial mower built to perform, and World Lawn, the best value in zero-turn mowers. Plus, they stock Husqvarna chainsaws and Red Max blowers and trimmers. West Ark Yamaha services what they sell. Right now, get 0% financing on all mowers. West Ark Yamaha, serving Fort Smith since 1974.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-thrus, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars, it's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March.
She's a friend of mine in the apple pie and the sharpshooter. I'm in the overtime like it's sharpshooter. I feel like I'm intruding. She's a friend of mine in the alibi in the getaway car in overdrive like it's sharpshooter. I like the way you're moving. She's a real life. Wow, what's she talking about? I think I love her. Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, where the ultimate challenge is back and 600 vehicles must be sold in March. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, so I'm being told here on Baseball America's J.J. Cooper for the Mexico-Italy game tonight, if you care if the United States advances, Mexico scores 5 runs tonight, no matter if they win or lose, then the United States advances out of pool play. Does that make it a little bit simpler, Matt?
That's what I had heard. If Mexico was able to win by more than 4 runs, but now it's just they have to get to 5. That's no matter what. Okay, so similar, yeah.
Yeah, tiebreakers, go figure. I think nothing quite has ever been so complicated than this tiebreaker for the WBC. It's a lot easier just to come to the All-American Sports Theater and Steakhouse on Sunset in Springdale and enjoy a great meal, or just get over here for happy hour.
Happy hour. Let's talk happy hour. At 3 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday, happy hour starts at the All-American.
So you can coexist with lunch and happy hour at the same time. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. So, but what's neat about happy hour is there's $2 off of those half-pound burgers. There's $2 off of those wings, and I would ask Jennifer how her Chesapeake Old Bay wings were.
2 thumbs up. If you had a third, you'd
awesome.
stick it up.
Yep. We do a plate of mozzarella sticks, and we cut the mozzarella off a block, and we hand bread these mozzarella sticks.
So they're mozzarella logs.
Yes, and they're awesome. So, and that doesn't even talk about the drink yet. So there's half off select drafts, half off of well drinks, buck off of some specialty drinks. So happy hour at the All-American.
It's great for tournament time because there's always games
Oh my
on,
gosh.
no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
3 o'clock. That's the spot.
Yep. So
let's see, 3 o'clock. You should have on. Let me make sure I got my SEC games up here. You'll have Mississippi State and Auburn for happy hour.
Saltwater Pearl or freshwater Pearl?
I think Bruce is the saltwater pearl.
All right.
That's what that is.
Yeah. And Steven would be the freshwater pearl. So Bruce is a little saltier, isn't he? He's been around a little bit longer by a lot.
You want to be blue oyster cult.
Or a blue steak,
or a blue steak.
Like
get it,
you can get it.
Just touch it to the fire. And
or order at Pittsburgh Rare, and they won't look at you cross-eyed.
Yeah, say, what's that? Talk to Phil. Pittsburgh Rare.
It's order at Springdale Rare. If they said that to you, would you?
No, I wouldn't know
what that would
to
mean.
do. Roy might, but I wouldn't know. But and we will cook your steak the way you want it. So we've got all sorts of good food here. Yes.
I'd say
so come and see us.
I do love how you can see inside the kitchen when they're cooking. It kind of just adds an extra ambiance to it.
Yeah. You see those mesquite grills. The cooks like to brush the butter across the grills when the kids are standing in front of the window, and you'll get a 3-foot wall of flame.
That's great. That's like the onion pyramid at the hibachi places. Yeah,
there you go.
It's basically the same thing.
Yep.
Mark, thanks so much for having us out.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
being here.
Yes, sir.
The All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater is the best place for watching basketball. It's the best place for watching sports. You get the steakhouse on one side, you get the sports bar on the other side, and no matter where you are, there's a television with your game on it inside this restaurant, and that's a guarantee. Clay, always appreciate you. It's a ton of fun doing the show this week, and looking forward to more of it next week. We'll know the Razorbacks draw, and we'll see what the outcome of the Mississippi State series looks like when we convene again.
Now I'm going to get my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
He sounds so depressed, Matt, and I don't blame him at all. That's halftime for a Wednesday. The unit has the Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast coming out shortly. Ruskin and Zach are ready to go, too, and we're doing this show tomorrow. For Matt Jones and Kristen Johnston and Clay Henry, I'm Phil. Thanks for listening. Have a Wednesday.